Yep, we're live. It's been 2 days at the stadium for me, and now it feels a bit weird to be watching the game at home. I'd gotten sort of used to the idea of watching players live. But of course, we've got Nikhil Bhai and Neha, and someone's audio seems to be leaking. Yeah, now it seems to be fine. Of course, we've got an ardent UP Warriors fan finally for a UP Warriors watch along. काफी सोच के मेरे को ये डालना पड़ा, मतलब सोचना पड़ा कि भाई UP Warriors के गेम के दिन कब निखिल भाई को लाया जाए. तो निखिल भाई आप ही से शुरू करते हैं. They got their first win against the Mumbai Indians, a clinical performance from them, something they were waiting for. And today they've gone ahead with Chamari instead of T-Mac, a move that I really have been waiting for them to go ahead with. What do you make? I mean, your thoughts on the move?
No, I think very fair. It was probably a move that all of us could see coming, given Talia's form and the usage with the ball. So it is better in that sense. Now I'm just going to hope that the first ball is the only bad thing in terms of that boundary. Or Baki Sab Chamari has the best day out because when you have so many big names in terms of overseas players, you want to just get that good performance very early so that you are set for the tournament. So hopefully that is the case because you have Wolvaardt and Mooney at the other end. It's not going to be easy, but only believe is what my t-shirt says. So that's what we are.
But Neha, what about you? Gujarat Giants, they've also gone ahead with a couple of changes. Let's talk about their batting change, so to say. Laura Wolvaardt makes plays her first game this season. Happy with that move? What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with Laura Wolvaardt, finally making her way in because Dia Tahu was not having, the best of the runs, at least in the two games that we did see her. And Wolvaardt, comes with that sort of an experience opening. And Gujarat really needed some impetus to their batting, right? It was kind of struggling a lot. An aspect that really needed some looking into, and good to see a change has come in that way. And also, Manat Kashyap makes her way in for Veda Krishnamurthy. So, a couple of interesting changes, I'd say, for Gujarat. And you see that intent. They definitely want to win. They're not here to, just let the other team walk all over them. So, I think I'd say these are good changes.
Interesting. To be honest, I know Veda Krishnamurthy has not been in the greatest of form. She's not played T20 cricket at the highest level. And I agree with all of that. But deep down, I also wonder, she ended up, batting at the top against the Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore, both of whom have, top-notch new ball bowlers. That's the one area where UP Warriors are lacking. The one area where probably Veda Krishnamurthy, I mean, this is probably the one side Veda Krishnamurthy would have loved batting the power play against. So Nikhil bhai, like, what do you make of that? Do you think, मतलब एक chance शायद उसको आज कम से कम देना चाहिए था या happy कि Laura आ गई because they needed a bit of impetus at the top?
Yeah, see, what that is true, but there are too many holes to plug. So that is also something to take care of. Okay, bhai, you've seen three opening pairs now in three games, and we saw even yesterday in the chase that RCB had, which we will talk about, of course, in due course about the game that Akshay doesn't remember. But you need that stable opening stand. So it's a very tricky call to take between, like, say, how UPI almost accidentally discovered Kiran's hitting in that last game. ऐसा नहीं है कि we don't think that she can do it, but the way she did it, the convincing manner of it was very good to see. So I think that's the punt that I felt that they took with Veda. Didn't quite come good. And then even last game we discussed number 4 is again too early. So या तो आप उनको नीचे खिलाओ 5-6 पे भेजो, that the right entry point, like we saw with Deepti Sharma in the last game. So again, I'm mixing a lot of games just to give you the context that you need to, again, my favorite word, usage. Your usage of players has to be very, very good. And so if you want to give them an extra game, do so. But then if you're not going to use them, I would rather have play a separate player and then use them better.
100% agree with you there. Deepti Sharma's entry point last time, more than entry point itself, it was her coming in at that point in time, and they lost 3 quick wickets. I remember when the big screen said out because T-Mac, matlab, Izzy Wong reviewed, Mumbai Indians reviewed her LBW call, and then they sort of got the wicket. The first thought that came to my mind was, perfect situation for Deepti Sharma to come in. There's no scoreboard pressure. They've lost 3 quick wickets. They would want someone to just arrest the collapse and ensure that they don't allow Mumbai Indians to come back into the game. So kudos, to the UP Warriors think tank for ensuring Deepti Sharma came in. Kiran Avgire, they surely lucked out, but I would imagine that they would not continue with it, especially given that Dinda Dinesh won't be playing today. Ooh, a leaning edge. And yeah, goes nowhere, of course. मैं शायद थोड़ा पीछे हूँ, मतलब based on how the two of them. Oh shit! भाई साहब, I just clicked go live and 2 चौके मार चुके हैं भाई Beth Mooney ने. I mean, sorry, Laura Wolvaardt ने.
Laura.
भाई कुछ ज्यादा ही पीछे था मैं. Sorry about that, but yeah, we'll be talking about a bunch of different things, especially because I haven't been a part of the last two. Okay, I can't say last two watch-alongs. I haven't been covering the last two games in front of the camera. I wasn't a part of yesterday's watch-along because both days I was at the stadium. We'll be talking about a bunch of things, of course. Let's to feed into my narcissism. Let's just take a few comments. Oh, that's another 4 probably. Yes. Laura Wolvaardt showing her class here. People were talking about how she probably hasn't been in the greatest of form. The Australia series wasn't the greatest for her. So can she come back in and do well for them? Class to dikha diya hai bhai yahan pe. Dhruv Mitra saying, finally Akshay is back. Thank you so much, Dhruv. Let's hope we are in for yet another enticing encounter. I'm genuinely hoping that we get to see some good cricket, no matter who wins, as long as RCB isn't playing. That's sort of, the cliched statement I tend to go ahead with. We missed Down Under, says Vasant. All right, thank you so much. I mean, backhanded compliment, but a compliment nonetheless, so I'll have to take that. Please discuss Kiran Navgire's knock. They destroyed MI. 100% sports fan. We will be talking about that and lots more. Ooh, interesting. There. We'll definitely be talking about that. Don't worry. We'll also, of course, take this comment, but we'll talk about it over time as the game progresses. Vasant goes on to say, is it Smithy a 0 for RCB? Couldn't watch the game. Will watch the highlights, of course. Tuk Negna cost RCB. Back to losing ways is what Vasant probably wants to say, but all right. We want Down Under Bashir Doppelganger for RCB MI. All right, thank you so much, Vasant Narayan. Coming up with creative ways of describing us. Again, not too keen, but all right, at the end of the day, that's the sort of, downside, I guess. Abhas says, I missed your reaction yesterday, Akshay. Hi. Yaar, Abhas. क्या बोले अभी सच्ची में क्या बोले has Avnish gone to Jamnagar? Okay, is this an inside joke that I clearly have no reference to? Like any context, Neha, did anything happen yesterday?
All big people have gone to Jamnagar for a wedding, right? For a big wedding.
Ambani wedding.
Yeah. Hey, correction. Ambani pre-wedding. Wedding 4 महीने बाद है. 4 महीने बाद के लिए pre-wedding. तो भाई उनका मतलब अलग चलता है भाई. So, of course. No, Avnish is here. He's hurt his ankle, by the way. A football-related injury. So, let's hope he's fit and fine and he'll be able to do fan camps tomorrow. Shubham going on to say, brother, ये अभी जब मैच हो गया ना तो ब्रदर भाई सब मिसवा ये बोलते हैं जब मैच हारे होते ना अक्षय रो ना थोड़ा और रो ना देखना है तुझे रोते हुए चल ना रो ना रो के दिखाना
अरे अभी भी वही बोल रहा है वो अभी भी ही सेइंग द सेम थिंग कि तुम्हारे रिएक्शंस
नहीं अभी पोलाइट ही इज बीइंग पोलाइट माय पॉइंट इज सारी शराबत पे लेने जाएगी जब एक्चुअल मैच में हम लोग रोते हैं तो ठीक है यार नो वरी शुभम RCB MI is also there tomorrow, so you might get a good chance to see a bit of that as well. Let's hope that won't be the case, but yeah, we know our team better than you guys do, I guess. But coming back to the game, of course, Chamari has come back in for her second over, but I'm not sure. Once again, Neha, Gujarat Giants have gone ahead with just the one pacer. They've replaced, they've brought in Mannat Kashyap. Of course, Lia Tahu who misses out, so which means they had only 3 pace options, one of whom has now been replaced. They've not gone ahead with, someone like a Shabnam Shakil, like someone to bolster their pace attack. Happy with it, especially given how Chinnaswamy has played so far?
I think, that move can be, investigated deeper into because Lia Tahu was not having the best of the returns, but now I think that pace attack would entirely depend on Meghna Singh. Clearly, they have gone for a spin-heavy attack. So let's see how that kind of fares, right? We've seen Mannat Kashyap's trajectory, right, from under 19 days through domestic cricket. And, here this stage is set for her to, make that impact. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing her. And I hope this move works out for Gujarat, right? Because they've made in a couple of interesting changes. So Nikhil bhai is like, no ways, UP is going to, like, pale.
Next game. 5 विकेट ले लो अगले गेम में थैंक्स
या सो इट इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग चेंज
किसकी बात कर रहे हो
नहीं मन्नत कश्यप के लिए मैं बोल रहा हूं कि विकेट लेना है तो लो पर अगले गेम में दो तो वो मन्नत अगली गेम में पूरी करो इस गेम में नहीं
all right
yeah that's that.
But Nikhil bhai, what about you? Especially given how the surface played yesterday as well. I know this isn't the same wicket as that, but clearly there were a lot of runs on offer. Do you think Gujarat Giants going ahead with just 2 pace options, both of whom are very inexperienced to say the least?
Sorry, but there is an appeal. for caught behind. Mooney wanted to lap one.
Oh,
Healy's
good
taken the
catch.
catch and they are appealing. But
That actually
Mooney is
seems
not
like a
working.
wicket to me, to be honest.
मुझे
Did it
लगा
touch the
फेंट
bat
एज
though?
होगा मैक्स आई डोंट नो
The way
आई
the ball
couldn't
lobbed up, na, halka sa
हाँ
matlab, it seemed like exactly.
some minute deflection but I नहीं was
Yeah.
it off the bat or just कुछ तो लगा होगा
हाँ,
ऐसी तो लॉब नहीं होगा
मेरे को भी वही लग तो रहा है, देखते हैं. But Nikhil bhai, I would like your thoughts as
Yeah.
well. I mean, in terms of, Gujarat Giants once again, very, very, very depleted pace attack. Riya Tahu was the one experienced option they had, and they've sort of, dropped her today, and they've not brought in reinforcements. Like they've gone ahead with Mannat Kashyap with yet another left arm spinner, that is. Agree with it, disagree with it. Where do you stand? Because UP Warriors themselves have sort of been proponents of that in this tournament so far. Ooh, that seems eerily close. Let's just wait. Let's hold Nikhil bhai's thoughts on that. थोड़ा देख लेते हैं निखिल भाई का भी मतलब भाई थोड़ा दिल धक धक हो रहा है वहां पे तो let's just wait.
this can also be LBW right if she is not hit it
Oh.
I feel काफी आगे था यार. I feel it would be missing though.
क्योंकि बैट
मतलब
तो नहीं है अल्ट्रा एज में
मैंने पिचिंग भी देखा नहीं. पिचिंग इनलाइन था क्या? I didn't observe pitching का
pitching
क्या scene
seems
था.
inline because it hit her on middle तो अब बाहरी पिच ऑफ स्टंप के अराउंड ही पिच होके मिडिल पे लगेगा ना
Yeah. No. Ultra Edge seems to have got nothing there. So LBW तो definitely देखेंगे. But I don't think it's LBW यार. It's clearly missing off stump. यार ऑफ स्टंप मतलब पूरा कुछ घुमा ही नहीं है ना. एकदम एंगल के साथ सीधा जा रहा है मेरे ख्याल से.
उसको लगा मिडिल पे है पिच इन लाइन है पिच
लगा
इन लाइन
ऑफ
है
पे है भाई. लगा
इम्पैक्ट
मिडिल एंड
इन
ऑफ.
लाइन है और विकेट मिसिंग ऑन द हाइट नॉट
हाँ
ये
हाइट.
ऑन
ओके
हाइट
हाइट. गॉट इट. भाई आगे भी
हाँ
मतलब वो भी काफी आगे आई हुई थी. सो फेयर इनफ. ऑल राइट.
हाँ तो गोइंग बैक टू दैट पॉइंट अबाउट द पेसर्स आई थिंक व्हाट टीम्स हैव again it's an assumption that their pace bowling isn't giving them the control that they're looking for. Now you even look at the game that we saw yesterday where Arundhati Reddy came in and bowled a Richago hitter for 2 sixes so easily जबकि pressure बना हुआ था उन पे RCB they needed a few good runs and Arundhati Reddy came and margin of error for them is far more which if you go back to spin so then there is a lot more on purchase क्योंकि surfaces have been slight holding तो वहां पे आपको थोड़ी मदद मिल रही है and they are not giving pace
Short, finally a shot of oh my goodness, a shot of assertiveness.
इसके लिए मैं बोला नहीं क्योंकि ऐसा जाने दो ठीक है चलता है
कोई
तो
नहीं. हम है ना गुजरात जायंट्स के मतलब ऐसा डिफैक्टो सपोर्टर्स.
हाँ नहीं
बस.
बढ़िया है वो तो that I think that was that in terms of probably they think spin could keep them in the game a bit longer and they've also tried bowling the two pacers before and you have Catherine Rice and you have Meghna Singh now as well तो दो ऑप्शन तो है तुम्हारे पास तो जो बेस्ट है उनसे आगे चलते हैं
देखते हैं यार बिकॉज अगेन मेघना सिंह जितना देखा मैंने मतलब I feel they have better options in their 11 who they can
हाँ
go.
नहीं ऑप्शन तो बेटर है बट द प्रॉब्लम इज लाइक वी डिस्कस जस्ट अ व्हाइल बैक कि लॉरा को लेके आने का कारण है कि रन ही नहीं बन रहे तो अगर रन ही नहीं बन रहे तो यू विल नीड वन बैटर हु कैन बैट टाइम एंड लॉरा इज द बेस्ट पर्सन टू डू दैट के एंड इवन मुनी सो इन एन आइडियल वर्ल्ड दिस टू कुड बैट 20 overs and it will not be a surprise to any one of us if they do that so that is what they are trying to do कि भाई let these two set the platform so then उसके बाद जो भी आए whether it is Hemlata whether it is Harleen they don't need to play themselves in.
This part completely agree with you, Nikhil. By Laura Wolvaardt, it is the right move because they had absolutely no runs coming in, from the top order. So they needed to, But Meghna Singh ke badle they could have gone to another pacer. They could have, like, I was actually thinking कि यार प्रिया मिश्रा को ला सकते हैं. कम से कम variety मिल जाता. शॉट को देखने का मौका मिल जाता. मन्नत कश्यप and तनुजा कन्वर both are slow left armers. इतने स्लो लेफ्ट आर्मर्स की जरूरत है क्या? मैं उस मतलब हिसाब से सोच रहा था बस.
That is a fair point also.
Yeah, they have two domestic pace options, right? One is Shabnam Shakil. Who's the other one? I'm forgetting. Or probably do they have just the two?
I think just the two, na, because SWOT analysis time we beat it.
Sayali Sadgarin. Yeah. Oh, shot, yaar. Wolvaardt, another shot, another fantastic sweep there. 18 of 12, she's already raced two. That is, of course, 4 overs, 33 for no loss. Let's see how much do the Gujarat Giants end up with at the end of the power play. So, people in the comments, please do make sure that you're also predicting. Do let us know how much you think Gujarat Giants will end up at the end of the power play. Of course, that's to begin with. Apart from that, we are running a prediction contest. Please also try and predict how much do you think will the Gujarat Giants end up with at the end of the first innings, and you stand to win a cool rupees 500 Amazon voucher. So let's see. I mean, so far we yet to find a winner. We're done with an entire week of WPL games and watch-alongs, but we're yet to sort of give those vouchers out. I genuinely want to give them out. So please grab. I mean, grab your hands. Grab the voucher. I'll just leave it at that. Let's not make a fool of myself. Or rather, let me not make a fool of myself. Grace Harris finally into the attack. She should have come in.
Wicket alert then. Wicket alert.
Okay,
this over. Let's see if it happens.
Adhyan meanwhile goes on to say, hi guys, just the fact that you're the only channel who's doing daily watch-alongs for the WPL itself is a great effort. Hopefully the women's game keeps expanding. Well done. Thank you so much, Adhyan. It's thanks to viewers like you, thanks to people like you, that we also feel motivated to do this. I mean, of course, it is the love for the game and all of that, but when we have viewers like you, the love definitely is unparalleled. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely strive to make sure we come up with top-notch quality content for you people out there. Let's take a few more comments. Sports fan also goes on to say, Mooney also has not had that impact. There would be pressure on her too. Fair enough. Again, agree with that. Now, Neha, let's start with you. We've spoken about how Mooney coming into the tournament was in great form, phenomenal form. In fact, she was my prediction for the highest run getter this time around. First 3 games haven't sort of gone according to the script, that is. Kya lagta hai? Like, do you think this has to do with pressure, or do you think her batting has probably, like, her form has probably tapered off a bit?
I think it's again a mix of both the things, Akshay, because coming back from injury, she wasn't playing that first season to now leading the side. It comes in with that special set of privileges and pressure as well. But I think somewhere, because her team is not really performing well, and the onus of scoring runs entirely falls on her, we can see how that's kind of taking a toll. And I reckon she will come back stronger. But yeah.
My wicket has gone down because Harris has dropped a catch off her own bowling.
No.
Oh, all right. In that case, I mean, yeah. Arey yaar, isko matlab catch bolna reflex.
Yeah. But she was in a position to take it.
That's there, but he chalta hai. Grace Harris, again, the one ball that I specifically look out for is that quicker one, the one with which she got Sophie Divine in the first game. I don't know if you people remember. It's very quick, and she's very accurate with it as well, because that's the harder part. It's not bowling at pace, it's bowling accurately at pace that sort of makes it even more potent. Chalo,
Sophie, actually, it is good to also see every opener has been dropped in the last 3 games, and they've gone on to score. Yeah, she grabbed it.
Except a certain RCB skipper. Sorry, she didn't get any chances. I'm sorry.
मतलब फर्स्ट बैटिंग बोल रहा हूँ भाई, फर्स्ट बैटिंग।
हाँ यार, क्यों याद दिलाते हो यार, मतलब एकदम
फर्स्ट बैटिंग। चलो, सोफी के 4 विकेट बोले थे मैंने, पहले मेरे को 1 भी चलेगा, 4 तो बात की बात है।
सच्ची में नहीं लगता, मैं तो मतलब I genuinely don't think she's been very good. She's been economical so far in this tournament as usual, but I don't think she's been. I mean, she's also been let down by fielders. Like, there've been 3 drop catches off her bowling that is so far. So that's why, of course. Saravanan, meanwhile, going on to say, Neha Shetty, big fan of yours. Your passion to promote the women's cricket is great. Shetty ji, did you play cricket in your childhood? Correction, I'm sorry, at the risk of mansplaining and all of that. She still plays cricket, yaar. Come on, Neha, please.
I play. No. So, thank you so much for that comment. But, that's...
ये म्यूट पे ऐसा रिएक्ट करते क्या निखिल भाई, ऐसा तुषार कपूर बन हो क्या गोलमाल के?
अरे जानबूझ के, ताकि तुम्हारा कॉन्वर्सेशन ना रुके भाई। पहला विकेट गया, फर्स्ट ऑफ 4 डन।
अरे यार तुम बैठ यार, मतलब ये क्या है? लाइक
बैठ जाइए, आगे मौका मिलेगा।
अरे यार क्या मतलब, ये क्या? दिस वाज नथिंग शॉट, मतलब चिप करना था, पूरे ताकत के साथ तो मार देती यार, सीधा हाथ में दिया है।
Yeah, that was an easy one.
She got to the pitch of the ball.
She was beaten in the air.
I don't think so.
So if you see the replay again, that's what I feel, that she was beaten in the air, which is why she tried to just correct the shot a bit more at towards the end. पर वो नहीं हुआ and she ended up spooning it to mid off. But ठीक है, I am not complaining. First of all.
Sure, यार मतलब क्या यार बेथ मतलब यार अच्छा मौका था यार, अच्छा स्टार्ट भी मिला था टीम को, मतलब WPL looks more like OPL ओवरसीज प्रीमियर लीग था, इंडिया क्या बोल रहे हो भाई, मतलब 4 ही तो ओवरसीज प्लेयर है, उस हिसाब से तो IPL भी ओवरसीज प्रीमियर लीग ही हुआ, फिर मतलब अभी क्या बोलूं उस पे. बट या नेहा, प्लीज क्रिकेट, यू डू प्ले क्रिकेट, प्लीज टेल दैट.
अरे नहीं, तो मेरा तो in college when we have matches I play, but otherwise yeah, it's just gully cricket, restricted to that. Nothing has not gone to the state level or anything of that sort. But yeah, let's see where destiny takes us. Next season of the Women's Premier League, you might end up seeing me also.
Oh my goodness. Already sort of throwing shade. Shade. I don't know, man. Right now,
अरे shade नहीं यार.
I'm still reeling from yesterday's loss, I guess. मतलब क्या ही बोलने अभी. One more thing. This is an excellent shot, and I actually wanted to bring this up during that first game itself. Completely slipped my mind. Sophie Ecclestone, have you guys noticed where she starts her run up from? Especially when she's bowling round the wicket, right in front of the umpire. Like, she always tells the umpire to go a couple of steps back and she starts bang in the middle. Like, very interesting, right?
Seen her do that a couple of times in international games as well, and I find that really fascinating. So the umpire is always like, "Arey, kahan se, dekhe." But yeah, she always goes like that.
Sometimes I wonder, do you think that also plays in her favor? Because अभी umpire ने clearly देखा नहीं है, तो अभी क्या बोले? Out की not
Yeah.
out. मजाक है. People
Yeah.
don't 2 plus 2 equal to 22 मत कीजिए. कुछ नहीं था ये. Of course, in terms of Gujarat Giants, UP Warriors, we'll be talking about that. But Nikhil भाई, आपके लिए भी एक सवाल है. Last time around it was Santity Cruz who'd start. Oh no, आप थे ना last time, तो आपको भी पूछा ये. In terms of favorite food and all of that, तो फिर
But
रहने
we
दो.
only discussed. But we
Yeah.
only discussed one or two city. We did discuss only one city.
I mean, if you
Bangalore-
consider Neha as Delhi में पालक पनीर, then 3.
तो दिल्ली, बैंगलोर और गुजरात तीन ही
आपका,
बात की अभी.
या यूपी बचा है. आपका फेवरेट शहर मुंबई भी तो बचा है. मेरा फेवरेट शहर probably, presumably. Let's see.
मुंबई तो भाई, हाँ ठीक है, आराम से. There is lot of time today.
Exactly. Lot of time. Time है अपने पास. Tension नहीं लेने का. But again, end of the power play, 41 for 1. Middling, happy, leaning towards one side. What do you think, Nikhil bhai?
I think Gujarat will not mind 41. Yes, they'll mind the Mooney wicket, but could have been worse. Again, not speaking एकदम pessimistically, but it's a decent start. Teams have lost 2-3 very very early, and again grass है नहीं, तो movement इतना भी मिला नहीं है. So very keen to see how they go in the middle overs, because the problem for them from here, how I see it, is they will need Laura to bat deep. But if Laura is going to bat deep without taking much risk, she will need help from the other in terms of Harleen just going down the ground just like that. कि भाई, she has played a few dot balls, but then उसके बाद you have to get that boundary going. तो जो Neha, Swami and Avni discussed about Meghna yesterday, same thing applies for Harleen. That you keep the momentum going. You do not get
Shot,
stagnated
yaar,
at any
nice.
end. Yeah, that was a very good shot. Them clean, just came through the line. Shanti se kuch no extra risk, and that's just how you want it to be, right? So वो भी लोड नहीं, keep rotating. It puts pressure on UP also कि भाई we need to get both ends out. So I think that is where they'll probably feel कि अभी 45 है, ये जितना भी 45 नहीं, जितना भी है,
45 year.
हाँ, तो आप खींचो 70 तक लेके जाओ. From UP point of view, Gujarat will want कि भाई 80-85 क्रॉस करो, so that it's building up nicely for the last 5.
Interesting. So, what's your prediction then? क्या लगता है कितना? How much you think Gujarat Giants will end up with, and how much you think is also the pass score based on what you've seen, the 6 overs of play you've seen so far?
Yeah, pass score to by see conditions are changing very very differently in the second innings. We've seen batting get a lot easier, but also ball gripping on a few surfaces. So everything anything around 165 170 Gujarat will feel happy about. Okay, we have a score on board. उसके ऊपर रहेगा, तो I think UP will feel that they'll, despite whatever or however Gujarat have bowled so far, they will know that they'll need more than 2 good knocks. They will probably need 2-3 good partnerships to get past that 165 170 score. So I think if I am UP, which I supposedly am, so I would want them to keep below 165.
Neha, concur with those thoughts, or do you think कि और ज़्यादा बन सकता है यहाँ पे, especially given that we saw 194 being scored in the first innings yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about Gujarat's batting right now. Barring this duo and like Beth Mooney and later Litchfield, I don't see a lot of like star like power hitters coming in. So realistically, I think Gujarat might get to that, say like late 150. Okay, chalo, let's take 165 or even 170 for that matter. But I don't think that's going to challenge UP a lot, because they already have Chamari Attapattu kind of adding so much value to that batting. You have Kiran Navgire who's in great form. Chris Harris, ab kya hi bole, she's again, going to muscle all of these bowlers as well. So I think in that sense, Gujarat, if they really want to challenge UP, will have to look at a score in excess of 180 or, like yesterday's total. But that seems a little unlikely. And as Nikhil said, I think one of the duo, at least Laura has to, bat really deep to ensure that a big total is on cards. Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the fact that UP Warriors have such a strong batting lineup. It's also the fact that Gujarat Giants bowling itself does not inspire any confidence in fans and viewers and experts alike. So that's why we as fans sort of aren't sure कि अगर किसी को विकेट देना भी है तो किसको दे, अगर किसी को विकेट लेना भी है तो कौन लेगा, नहीं पता वहां पे. And that's why they're going to really struggle with, because I was thinking a while back in terms of the kind of scores they need to score and the kind of batting they have and all of that. At a Chinnaswamy that's been spinner friendly in the last week or so, Gujarat Giant spinners have the worst average, 33. UP Warriors are second worst with 31.6. So again, matlab potato, वैसा वाला scene अभी. But UP Warriors के साथ advantage है कि they still have big names who can come up, like Sophie Ecclestone, Deepti Sharma. On there, they leaning edge, but yeah. So it'll be very interesting. And also we've sort of seen this tendency with Laura Wolvaardt as well, that she sort of stagnates in the middle overs, especially because जब power play में अंदर field अंदर होती है तो gaps में मारना, over the circle मारना आसान होता है. So she can get off to those brisk starts like she did today, 12 ball 18. But उसके बाद देखिए last 7 balls only 3 runs. And again, this is why you sort of worry, because दूसरे end से आपके पास, I mean, आपके साथ है Harleen Deol, who herself is a victim of playing similarly. It's not like she's someone who can attack a ball whenever she wants. So given that limited, I don't want to say range, at least not with Laura Wolvaardt, because range के हिसाब से तो उसके पास पूरा 360 है. But given the kind of player she's also playing with, do you think that can sort of मतलब बैटिंग कहीं जा ही नहीं रहा है, 10 overs 12 overs के बाद they're at 60 65 and then all of a sudden they try to sort of break out and then lose wickets. Do you think that's potentially a threat they need to sort of ensure doesn't plague them, Nikhil bhai?
Which is why I said I'm keen to see how Harleen goes here. Because Laura say, as you said, the expectations will be even if she takes a few dot balls, doesn't get the boundary, it's okay because you need her to bat till the 15th at least, by hook or by crook. But with Harleen, I don't think there is any such call that we need you till the 8th or the 9th or the 10th over. The message to her should just be you keep playing your shots and you get yourself in and then you keep playing your shots. Doesn't matter how it goes from there because you have somebody to hold an end from one end. So then Harleen strike rate is what I think we'll have to keep an eye on. At least the non-boundary balls wala strike rate.
But यार Neha, मुझे एक बात बताओ. In all fairness, Harleen is Meghna from RCB with more aesthetically pleasing shots. Like, would that be a fair observation? Because strike rate wise, uska bhi issues hai. She has those shots, those couple of really good shots. अरे देख के लगता है अरे भाई मतलब क्या मारा यार. But they don't come frequently enough for her team to be happy with, especially in this format.
Definitely. I think I've spoken about this before also. When I look at Harleen's game, I think it's much suited for, test matches and for ODIs more rather than for T20s. Right? Because strike rate ka bahut problem hota hai. And I think it's a fair observation that, she's a more aesthetically pleasing and, much easy version of S. Meghna to watch out for. That's why even if you observe Harleen's returns with the Indian team, she's more often than not dropped or she's warming the bench. She's a replacement for someone in that middle order. Again, I think, her as a number 3 does not inspire a lot of confidence. But right now, because unka batting already bahut hi zyada brittle lag raha hai, so that's why, they're playing her there at that number 3 role, someone who can anchor the innings. But you don't need so many anchors, right? Because Laura Wolvaardt also, if you've observed after a point when she stops attacking, she takes, she consumes a lot of balls. So if you have both of them in the middle, which is, going to be the case, you'll again see a lot of dots piling on, right? So I think that might kind of be very counterproductive to Gujarat's fortunes.
Like Ajinkya Rahane says, fellow Maharashtrian Abhas Kunde, I don't know what to make of this.
Previous non-Chennai version Avaz Kunde. Please specify. Thank you so much. Cheers.
भाई अभी रणजी ट्रॉफी में क्या चल रहा है दोनों को पता, क्यों ऐसा
भाई
प्री
फॉर्मेट मिक्सिंग मत करो, सिलेक्टर मत बनो.
ठीक है कोई नहीं
Oh, we have a
Pre-
spirit of the cricket. We have spirit of cricket moment because Grace Harris is tying Alindev's shoelaces. So you will see that as a
Oh,
post coming up very soon.
yep 100% goes without saying of course.
चलो यार
Make
विकेट अलग. चलो.
चलो देखते हैं. आपको मतलब आपने हारिस को कैप्टन किया है क्या?
My predictions have nothing to do with my fantasy sites. They are completely independent observations.
All right, two mutually exclusive events is how Nikhil bhai
Correct.
put. Yep.
और होगा
थोड़ा
तो मैं बोल दूंगा. होगा तो
हाँ,
मैं बोल दूंगा कि भाई इसको बनाया ये करो करके.
ठीक है. Meku meanwhile says today the competition is between who's going to play more worse. एक चीज again I pointed this out before we went online, कि अगर आज यूपी वॉरियर्स जीतती है और कल आरसीबी जीत जाती है, that means at the end of the first half of the tournament the top three would be RCB, DC, UP Warriors. Mumbai Indians won't find themselves
अरे
in the top three. A result that would make me very happy. A result that I feel the tournament also needs, because you don't want the same teams to be coming up and up and up and up and up. We've seen, that sort of happen at the men's IPL. So it'll be great. So let's wait. Oh, Shar, Connect. She dragged it too much. It was well outside off stump. करने की जरूरत थी नहीं वैसे. Of course, it is who but our on-ground reporter, Mr. Gaurav Nandan Tripathi. I genuinely admire this guy's dedication, भाई. मतलब स्टेडियम में बैठ के भी Watchalong पे comment डालता है. शाबाश यार गौरव, शाबाश. यही चाहिए अपने को. So he says, at the Chinnaswamy, and I have to say, Laura Wolvaardt is the most aesthetic batter I've ever seen. Even when she's batting the spinners, or rather, even when she's hitting the spinners, everything about her technique is just symmetrical perfection. यार मतलब यहीं पे आर्टिकल लिख रहा है क्या गौरव? पता चला 2-3 और मैसेज आर्टिकल यहीं पे बन जाएगा. थम जा भाई. But completely agree with you that fantastic technique looks very 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 pleasing to the eye, very easy on the eye. That's what, when you see certain players, the kind of shots they play, it's almost effortless, and that's what makes you think यार cricket तो काफी आसान लग रहा है. मतलब the way they make it look, yeah, this must be a fairly simple game to play.
And no one plays cover drives, as beautifully as she does in the women's game, right? I mean, I've seen reels over and over again, of how she times it beautifully. I mean, that can also be the shot that sometimes, gets her out, as seen in that test match. But barring that, brilliant cover drives.
But again, since you mentioned this, let's actually put that question out. People in the chat, and of course, Nikhil by Neha as well. Whose cover shot in women's cricket do you like the most? Who do you think has the most aesthetically pleasing cover shot in women's cricket? Cover drive, of course. Neha has gone on to say Laura Wolvaardt. Fair call, an excellent call, if I might add. But Nikhil bhai, what about you? Let's start with you. Of course, I'll give you some time. I feel he already has
I
an
have
answer.
my answer. I already have my answer. देखो लॉरा तो है ही, बट अगर लॉरा का नाम नहीं लेना है तो it's, I won't say it's a tie, but I really love watching Jamie's cover drives. I think they are a thing of beauty. And again, she relies on timing and gap. तो वो एक आपको
Has
बहुत
to rely on timing and gap.
हाँ, तो वो एक बहुत पसंद है. एंड जस्ट एक्स फैक्टर कवर ड्राइव वाला आई विल गिव इट टू हरमनप्रीत कौर, बिकॉज आई थिंक जो बैट स्विंग हरमनप्रीत के कवर ड्राइव पे आती है वो इट्स लाइक आई गेट अ प्रॉपर युवराज सिंह वाइब्स विद हरमन. कि भाई जब व्हेन शी स्टार्ट्स फ्लोइंग द स्वीप दैट बैट स्विंग ऐसा नीचे आता है ना कि आज तो भाई बॉल गया, मतलब बचेगा ही नहीं बॉल. तो फुल मार्क्स वाला टू जमीमा, एंड मजा आ गया भाई वो वाला टू हरमनप्रीत कौर.
Interesting, very interesting. I'll go ahead with Elise Perry. And for me, more than the shot itself, it's the backlift. यार उसका backlift in general बहुत तगड़ा है. Like it's almost like a female right-handed version of Brian Lara. I don't know if this is too complicated, but वो backlift जिस तरीके से आता है मेरे को तो वही लगता है. It's too, and वो बहुत it's very smooth. Of course, Meg Lanning is a very good shout. So is Mithali Raj. There are too many names off the top of our heads जो पहला नाम मिला. अगली बार हमसे पूछोगे हम भी शायद किसी दूसरे का नाम बोल देता. Exactly. But just all of them. We have so many good drivers of the ball. So
Wow.
yeah, it's definitely hard to choose one. Gujarat, of course, right now 58 for 1 at the end of the 9th over. Laura Wolvaardt, 26 of 24 यार. First 12 balls,
2
18
of 4 का
runs.
टाइम हो गया है. 2 of 4 का टाइम हो गया है. फिर then we'll get to
Oh,
Neha's cover drives also.
interesting. Ooh. And since we are talking about UP Warriors and all of that as well, Nikhil bhai, what
Oh,
did you make of that
bhai.
fielding effort यार last game में? क्या था वो? क्या चल रहा था? सो रहे थे, जगे हुए थे, लेकिन फील्डिंग करने का मन नहीं था कि क्या?
कल जो एक ओपनर ड्रॉप हुआ था वेन्यू पे,
यार
तो जो
आप
तभी
आप
आपको फील हुआ
आप
सेम.
सवाल के ऊपर सवाल मत करो. सवाल का जवाब ये सही है भाई.
जो
ये सही है.
चुभे
ये सही है.
जो चुभे या फील हो, ऐसा ही मैंने जब कैच 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 कैच, दैट इज 2 of 4.
Oh man, so you're telling me Laura's gone. I'm sorry.
2 of 4.
Can't
2 of
believe.
4. सर
Sophie
ये काट
Ecclestone
देना.
is still
थैंक
taking
यू.
her run up, is still marking her run up right now. Now she's coming into bowl. Laura steps out, leaning edge, and yaar.
Just
Very
threw away
similar.
that start.
Yeah.
I told you 2 of 4.
What?
Cheers.
Can't
अच्छा हुआ
believe
इस बार
this.
बोल के आया, बहुत टाइम के बाद हुआ है, तो cheers.
But ये क्या था निखिल भाई यार?
क्या था देखो, प्रेशर तो नहीं था. I don't think it was as much, but they wanted to get a move on first over after
But
time
what
out.
was she trying to do?
Same to Beth Mooney. I'm just telling you, they were just trying to chip.
But Beth Mooney का was कम से कम away from the body. This was at her. She should have just tipped it leg side पे तो मार दी थी. ये
I think
फिर भी off.
I think I want to see. I think she probably got. I don't know if she got good drift there, but she did look like एकदम cramp हो गई थी after a point के भाई. There's no way to free the arms and get the fence. तो देखो, it'll be good to see the.
I
Then
mean,
Litchfield is out, so please
yeah.
UP do not drop her, please.
Gujarat
Sincere
Giants.
request.
Fingers crossed.
I know UP also, and I know Litchfield Jai Mata Di Luck also. So
हाँ. वो लक लेकिन इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज के बाद कुछ मतलब कहीं पे आया नहीं उसके बाद. तो देखते हैं आज होता है कि नहीं. बट एक और चीज मुझे ऐसा भी लगा कि
very generous.
because the mid off was up, I feel Laura had probably premeditated कि उसको clear करना है.
Clear हाँ,
हाँ, तो इसीलिए उसके चक्कर में she tried to force that shot on herself, especially when that length was so full. She shouldn't have done it, but ठीक है, क्या बोले, of course.
वो आई थिंक मिड ऑन के ऊपर जा रही थी. If अगर अभी ऐसा देखा जाए तो बस
देखा नहीं यार.
हाँ.
Bad ball. अरे यार. Will RCB drop tuk legend एस मेघना? बात करेंगे यार, बात करेंगे. कल का मैच है वैसे भी RCB का.
अरे बहुत टाइम है.
I think she misjudged the ball. She came in a bit too.
said, क्या पता.
इसका
She
मतलब
said
क्या?
something like that. I think she said it was rotating too much, or I don't know what was happening, but she signaled something. I don't know.
Yeah, it
what
was swirling
that
a
was.
lot, maybe.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, I don't know if you guys have seen Iqbal.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah. So that is what she was saying. Deepthi was like, "Bhai, where have you taken that catch?"
हाँ
she's
भाई,
like, "No,
exactly ऐसा.
I was unable to judge the swirl on that one." So yeah.
Oh. नहीं, मुझे लगा इकबाल जैसा कुछ ऐसा टैक्टिक पहले से ही डिसाइड करके रखा था कि अरे तुम पहले से ही दौड़ लेना है ये वो करके.
भाई जिस दिन में हुआ ना कभी रियल लाइफ में, मजा ही आ जाएगा यार.
वो हो नहीं सकता ना, लेकिन
अरे पर अगर बैटर ने इकबाल नहीं देखा रहेगा तो.
हाँ, वो है. But we'll talk about Iqbal as well. Yeah, fantastic cricket
Yeah,
movie,
but
of course.
Neha ka cover drive 2 options are left.
Of course.
Oh, 2 more?
नहीं मतलब one मतलब he said Alice Perry.
She's I'm guessing sticking to Laura Wolvaardt इसीलिए पूछा, but एक और नाम बोल दो.
एक और हाँ वही मतलब.
I was thinking of Smriti Mandana, guys. On a good day, when she gets in groove, love her cover drives. Yeah, no one plays it like a straight pad ऐसे जो जाता है ना, बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
The thing is ना, मैं लेफ्ट हैंड उसको थोड़ा डिस्काउंट करता हूँ क्योंकि उनका तो एलिगेंस ही है, वैसे भी एलिगेंस.
Fair enough.
इसीलिए मैं गिनता नहीं, क्योंकि वो मतलब एक probably my bias, but मैं इसीलिए उतना सोचता नहीं तब. But interesting.
उतना सोचता नहीं, वो तो फैक्ट है, बट ठीक है, लेट्स मूव ऑन.
अच्छा ठीक है. आपका टीम खेल रहा है फिर भी मेरी खिंचाई हो रही है. बताओ यार, बताओ.
अरे ऑप्टिमिज्म के लिए भाई. And again, sorry, we discussed the 10 over mark score. They are 62. So it's not quite ideal. But again, let's see what Litchfield has to do. Reverse sweep coming, I don't know, very soon.
22 balls since the last boundary, just 21 runs in the last 4 overs. Exactly. Once again, it's the same story playing out once again, where कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, मतलब बस चल रहा है. You can't make the head or tail of it, and this is the problem. Like क्या हो रहा है, क्या करना क्या चाहते हैं, ना accelerate कर रहे हैं ना, and जब एक दो बार try भी किया तो out हुए जा रहे हैं. तो again यार, full toss था यार, मतलब over the wicket से full toss है. पता नहीं यार.
कुछ नहीं भाई, होता है.
Thank you, Extron Gaming. Thank you, thank
Akshay
you.
missed yesterday on RCB loss. हाँ सर,
Makes
अभी
me
ठीक है.
wonder कि I should just stay away from. Yeah, जैसे वो रॉस का एपिसोड है ना फ्रेंड्स में, या शिट्स क्रीक में भी मोयरा का एपिसोड वेयर फ्यूनरल, कि जब वो नहीं है तभी ज्यादा लोग, मेक्स मी वंडर कि शायद मुझे स्टेडियम में रहना ही बेहतर होगा, मतलब मेरा स्टेडियम में रहना बेहतर होगा. क्या
बट
बोले भाई, बताओ.
कमेंट भी था कल कमेंट भी था कि if RCB lose this one, do not allow Akshay to watch any RCB games from the venue.
वो भी बात तो सही यार, बात तो सही है.
But ठीक है, this is very interesting move actually कि Chamar is bowling 3, Grace has already bowled 2. So they
Yeah.
have absolute entire luxury कि भाई they can do whatever they want with the remaining overs. Which actually gets me to the point that I wanted Neha's views on. कि अभी मतलब अगेन अभी तो चलो आपने लॉरा वुलवार्ट को ला लिया, but I felt one option that they could have gone for would have been to open with Catherine Price. Very left field, but it would have just
क्या भी
freed
उसने
her.
ना.
हाँ, because
And I
Scotland
think
के लिए she does open, yeah.
and
Exactly.
it would have freed her
मार
complete
यार.
the side. हाँ मारा ना भाई
हाँ.
4, इससे तो टॉपिक
ये
डाइवर्ट
गंदे
कर
बॉल
दिया.
को भी अगर नहीं मारती तो फिर क्या कर रही है भाई वहां पे.
हाँ नहीं तो I
Akshay,
think
during the watch along, if when S. Meghna's batting would have been this.
अरे
My
यार,
impatience.
the thing is I can't even blame her.
वो
मतलब उसका
शॉट
गेम ही नहीं है अग्रेसिवली खेलना, तो उसको क्या बोलूं. मैनेजमेंट
भाई
मतलब
मतलब singles, doubles ले सकती थी, कुछ तो strike rotation, nothing was happening. I don't know how you survived that knock
oh
live though,
man,
watching
with
it.
great
So
pain, with great pain.
it is so ironic or apt, I don't know, you can name it, that me and Gaurav were discussing about Meghna's performance in that first game.
अरे 4
And
misfield, शाबाश.
yeah, so in that conversation, I don't know, not making this up, Gaurav can put out a screenshot. I was like, बस आगे के गेम्स में ना डॉट बॉल देखना कि वो कितना डॉट बॉल खेल रही है. आज वो चला है, the same thing could come back and cost RCB, and it actually just happened in the very next game. So, but then see, I'll not blame her so much, but it's just about hopefully she can learn from this. And in the next game, we see those changing in terms of more attempts
True.
to, I will not say get out, but more attempts to find that option. Because see, this is not a first thing that's happening with her or an Indian batter in this format. We've seen that in the past with Indians who have played for the country as well. They get stuck, which is why so many times we keep saying by Jamie Kolau, because Jamie is able to hit the gaps better. So I think this is something she will have to invariably get better at. So let's see. It's something Kiran will also, I want to see from Kiran if she plays today. Because if हर बार आपको boundaries नहीं मिलेंगी, तो are we able to just get off strike and give that other batter the strike? तो वो भी can be handy. So let's see.
And just a couple of things to add to this is Meghna, she likes to go aggressive against spin. Pace uska nahi hai strength, and Meg Lanning was very smart. She was only feeding pace to her, which is she got her tactics bang on there. And I don't know if you guys observed, Meg Lanning only gave 1 over spells. No one bowled 2 overs from the same end consecutively in the entire game, and I was surprised. पहली बार मैंने देखा पूरा 20
वो
overs straight.
Meg Lanning for a reason. I
वही.
hope Healy was
Yeah.
watching.
मतलब मरीजान काप को भी 2 ओवर नहीं मिला, हर बार 1 ओवर स्पेल के लिए ही डाल रही थी, so that batters don't get used to anyone. And of course there was the clear short ball tactic against Meghna, and she couldn't, मतलब वो नहीं है, that's not a game. When Smriti was there, they were complementing each other well, but Smriti out हो गई, फिर Richa out हो गई, and then that pretty much sort of sealed the game there. So
Yeah, I think
kudos to
yesterday's Smriti's tempo is
God.
probably what I want the more to see of. Okay, the ease with which she was able to find the gaps for the boundaries. के 36 था कुछ, I think 7 या 8 तो बाउंड्री थे उसमें खाली.
Yeah.
तो एकदम क्लिनिकल के भाई थोड़ा भी लेंथ मिस किया तुमने, चौका. शॉर्ट है तो पुल कर रही है, और फुल डाल रहे हैं तो मस्त. It almost like she was saying तो अभी यहाँ डालेगी, ठीक है मैं इसको यहाँ मार रही. So I think that is something that I really love about Smriti, कि when she's picking the lens, probably nobody like her.
And in that run chase, we assumed that, Sophie Devine would assume the role of the aggressor. But Smriti Mandana
Yeah,
was taking it like, from the
yeah,
get-go. Matlab, she's
yeah.
hitting boundaries. It was really great to see. And I was thinking, man, I didn't spell it out then, there is a chance she might actually get 100 and
Uh,
everything. But thoda bura laga that she got dismissed, but great
yeah.
knock nonetheless. And good, no? 50 by our RCB skipper finally.
Yeah. Hopefully the first of many this season. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Uh, Harleen batting with less than 100 strike rate. Proud student of Mithali Raj and Gujarat Giants. मतलब bit
हाँ,
below the belt.
सब
हाँ,
कुछ एक ही पर्सन से रिलेटेड नहीं होता है ना सर, ठीक है, थोड़ा
हाँ,
आगे बढ़ते हैं।
इसीलिए बट हरलीन देओल क्या यार, मतलब आप लोग ही बताओ कि क्या, लाइक मेरा तो पहले से लास्ट सीजन इटसेल्फ शी वाज बॉट इन एक्सेस ऑफ अ crore or something. I'm forgetting what her price was. I was ऑक्शन में मैं ऐसा आंखें फाड़ फाड़ के देख रहा हूँ कि इस क्यों, लाइक इज दिस द सेम हरलीन देओल वी टॉकिंग अबाउट कि when did she become that good a T20 player कि इतना पैसा क्यों, why? And again,
Yes,
like,
Cheris,
what do you make?
Neha can probably guide us better in terms of what then
Yeah,
let's say is the best role for early. के is the entry point like कि पहले 2 ओवर में विकेट गया तो you send early, or you say कि जैसे Beth Mooney she got out in the fifth over if I'm not wrong, she got out in the 6th over.
yeah,
तो
fifth now.
फिर so is that the time that you want to send Harleen? That is something that Neha can probably guide us on. Okay, what do you think could be the best possible use for Harleen?
See, ideally, I'd say Harleen ka the game is not suited for T20, so it would be nowhere. But because she's anyways in the playing 11, perhaps I think would she be great as an opener? No, because फिर तो वो पूरा batting थोड़ा upset हो जाएगा. Coming in, I think yeah, probably in that fifth over slot like would be good. But again, she takes so much time to settle in, right? मतलब वो like post power play also I really don't see. So I don't think I have an answer to this question as yet, because domestic में whenever we see her bat, she goes after the bowling. She looks like she's in such a good touch. I think that recency bias also kind of plays in, why teams still want to opt with her and go for her in that playing 11. But yeah, I'm still on the fence. Ki where is she better suited?
So do you think it's a case of she playing to the instructions? Just thinking out loud.
Highly likely, yeah. Or
Okay,
just hold the innings, yeah, something like
but
that.
because here also she's tried in the last over also she tried, but it hasn't come off. तो अभी जो भी आपके पास है, all that you can do is try.
But one thing is, this is not the first time this is happening. Like, ऐसा नहीं कि she's sort of proven herself to be a very good T20 batter और आज काम नहीं कर रहा. Like, this has never worked for her. Like, which is why, like, I completely agree with Neha. Harleen Deol shouldn't be a part of this T20 11. Like, she should.
Reverse हो गया.
The fact that she's playing is more a reflection of their, I wouldn't say weak, but of their limited resources in the squad, and not of her own batting ability. She's not suited. Her skill isn't suited for this. Her skill set isn't suited for this. Which is why, according to me, her entry point is after the 20th over. थोड़ा drink wink ये सब दो और फिर वापस आके dugout में. I mean, again, I don't mean to be discrediting or disrespectful of her, but it's not her game. But finally, the Phoebe Litchfield reverse sweep. Thank God. Long time coming. 16 of 10. She's definitely gotten off to a good start. Let us see. Especially given that UP Warriorz could potentially be bowling. Oh, wait. Today they're playing both Anjali Sarvani and Saima Thakur. Saima Thakur's yet to bowl.
Not bowled it. Yeah, hasn't bowled it.
Yet to bowl.
And अरे शाबाश यार, फिर फीबी all you have to do is play the spinners out यार, फिर तुम्हारे पास 5 ओवर का गिफ्ट है.
एक सेकंड, किधर 5 ओवर? Where do you think
तीन ही
5 ओवर
स्पिनर्स
का?
है. ओ ग्रेस हैरिस है, सॉरी, भूल गया मैं. 3 ही स्पिनर का समझ गया. निखिल डर गया. अरे
अरे ये क्या भाई, आउट ऑफ सिलेबस कहाँ जा रहा है? अट्टापट्टू हैज वन, गायकवाड़ हैज वन.
अट्टापट्टू ने भी डाला था. अरे भाई, ये तो आज पेस का खत्म है.
अट्टापट्टू 1, गायकवाड़ 1, हैरिस 2, एक्लिस्टन 2.
नहीं तो अंजलि का
मेरे हाथ कम पड़ गए अभी.
भाई अंजलि का वो एक ओवर था. That's the only over of pace that Gujarat Giants are getting. So Phoebe has to play spinners only.
Even Anjali in that over, man, matlab, the kind of length she was bowling was quite disappointing to see. I thought after the injury layoff, thoda hoga, like, should come in with more.
But last game as well, na, Yastika Bhatia really sort of took toll over in that second over. 18 run, 3 चौके, एक छक्का, वो भी straight ऐसा. But
Yeah.
Anjali as a pacer as well, like, क्या यार, मतलब क्या बोले, like she has an 18 step run up. I counted it.
Catch, catch,
I
catch,
know
catch, 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 catch,
it's
catch, catch. That's out. Early in, not a dismissal that you want to see.
yeah, exactly. But मेरे यहाँ अभी राजेश्वरी is running in. She's
No,
running
no,
in.
even not like that. You see the dismissal, it's
अबे
not right.
यार ये,
It's okay.
but Harleen Deol
Really?
really, yeah, I don't think Harleen again. Uh, s- Probably a left field shout, but maybe we could see someone like a Sally Satkare bats at number 4, number 5 for Maharashtra, na? For Mumbai,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. She comes from
Maharashtra, na?
that.
For Mumbai. Yeah.
No, Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Mumbai?
हाँ
Yeah, Marathi माणूस तो अच्छा ठीक है मुंबई है. Okay, number 4, number 5 ना, but
हाँ.
क्या लगता है इस लेवल पे खेल पाएगी? Have you seen her batting? I've seen her bowling.
I think I just followed scorecards only, Akshay. Haven't had a chance to watch, but whatever I've seen, मतलब she is an all-rounder, तो वो तो अच्छी बात है.
मैं
Can't
हिमांशु का
chip in.
कमेंट पढ़ के एकदम डर गया. Sorry.
Bad bowling by UP, खुद की टीम की विकेट कोई लेता है भला?
ऐसा
क्या
सब नहीं
बोले?
बोलते भाई, होता है. वक्त है, गुजर जाएगा.
अरे. This too shall pass. Oh, there's Taranum Pathan. Interesting
Yeah,
shout. Tushar Singh says they have
yeah.
Taranum Pathan as well. Why can't they give her a
Actually.
chance? Eras भी उन्हीं के पास चला गया
है.
बस.
है मतलब चला नहीं है.
But again, this seeing the kind of lineup that Gujarat Giants have, Neha, like they're pretty much playing their best 11. I know we might be jumping the gun here, but khair chodo, I will bring it up now because first game के first innings में ही लोग पूछ रहे थे गुजरात जायंट्स को नेक्स्ट सीजन में क्या करना चाहिए. अभी छोड़ो, ऑलरेडी हाफ वे मार्क के आसपास आ चुके हैं. दिस इज गुजरात जायंट्स थर्ड गेम. Clearly this tournament hasn't begun the way they would have wanted to, and there doesn't seem to be any indication of improvement कि बॉस आगे बढ़ के ये अच्छा जाएगा उनके लिए. So given that, how would you try and restructure the squad? Again, keep in mind it's going to be a mini auction once again, so you won't have a lot of players available. I mean, available as an up for grabs, because not a lot of the other teams would definitely not be releasing, their bigger names. So how would you try and structure a squad now? क्या करती तुम?
I think that's a good question, Akshay. Pehle to, their coaching, when I look at it now, you obviously have Mithali Raj there. Even while she was playing T20s, I wasn't like, the biggest fan of her. I felt, her strategies in T20s were lacking. There's this whole strike rate problem. So the fact that her first coaching stint, after her retirement, I mean, it was with the Railways and then with Gujarat Giants, it felt like, okay, she's probably, going to be good. But then that approach isn't really seeping through the players. And if I had to really bring in changes, probably, keep her for another season. Maybe, yeah, but Michael Klinger to hai abhi, so maybe, can't just remove him after one season. That would not be fair on him. But again, looking at the squad also, probably Beth Mooney as captain, not very convinced with that. I felt, Sneh Rana did a much better job last season. So probably, getting an Indian skipper would be much better because you got to groom them also, right? Coming ahead. So I think Sneh Rana would make a good pick there. And, pick other players, right? Like, I think we earlier also discussed, like, Devika Vaidya, like, she would have been a good pick as well. Would have added some value to that setup like Gujarat as well. And I hope they don't do a lot of wholesale changes after this auctions. Because again, what kind of confidence are you instilling in the players, right? But barring that, I think they would definitely want to build on the batting reserves. Agar matlab, if you can get some good openers from the domestic circle, like I think Priya Punya, right? Like she did have a goodish season for Delhi. If she could, be selected. Besides that, wicket-keeper options also, I think Uma Chetri, we were discussing, like she didn't make it to any team, so probably she can come in. This is in the event of them, just letting go of Beth Mooney and, looking at an Indian captain option. And bowling reserves with the, I don't know, because it's a mini auction, it'll really depend on the dynamics then, the kind of bowlers who are available and everything. But basically, I just hope they don't go for like massive changes. They just invest in like some smart buys who could, add a lot of value. Yeah.
Interesting. Nikhil bhai, what about you? Because and I would want some more names as well, because I agree probably having an Indian captain would go a long way in them having that flexibility and them not being forced to play a certain player just because they're the captain. But apart from that, like, how else can they change the balance of their squad? What are the kind of players you could potentially try and look to bring in? Potential players you could try and look to let go of? Kya lagta hai, Nikhil bhai? Like I for one definitely think Ashley Gardner can be let go of, with the intention of buying her back, because I don't think she'll go for 3.2 crores if she enters the mega auction. I mean, if she enters the auction again. किसी के पास उतना पैसा है ही नहीं, और किसी के पास जगह भी नहीं है. पैसा होता भी लेके फायदा नहीं, बिकॉज किसी के पास टॉप 4 में जगह नहीं उसको खिलाने के लिए. तो आपको क्या लगता है निखिल भाई?
So I think the one thing that Neha spoke well of is, I think it has to start with the leadership, because I don't think they are probably using the resources in the best possible manner. Now, again, see, it is also very tricky. I understand that we only complain when we say, okay, why are you packing your uh, entire lineup with overseas coming one after the other? So then I can't now say, okay, bhai, you have Phoebe and Bryce opening, and then one down you send Litchfield if you want to, and then send Gardner if you. So wo nahi hoga. So what they have to, I feel they need to try and figure out a ways, just try and be a bit more, what would you call it, horses for courses or moneyball approach. Okay, you see what is, if somebody is going to give me 2 ओवर की बैटिंग कर देंगी और 3-4 चौके या छक्के लगा देंगी, send her in the power play. If you want an equivalent example, send like a Sunil Narayan pinch hitter type of role. Okay, you send the person up, ask them to go out and hit, and it's okay if they get out. Because as Neha said, see, eventually you can only replace one overseas with other. You have to find the Indian code. For you to do well, तुम्हारा overseas मुंबई के पास, we're seeing this year कि you need to use the Indian core also. If you don't use it, तो फिर वो अच्छे से नहीं बाहर आके आएगा. तो that is what UP is also trying to do. That is what Delhi is doing with Shefali, with Shikha, with Arundhati. Yes, they may not. Radha and Jonathan aren't comparable, but you have to possibly put them in place where they are going to be best coming out of. So I think थोड़ा वो साइड में बैठ के शांति से सोचना पड़ेगा, और कैप्टनसी तो चेंज 100% करनी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज आई रियली फेल्ट स्नेह राणा लास्ट ईयर वाज फार बेटर देन व्हाट बेथ मूनी हैज बीन ऑलरेडी. तो वो वहां पे फिर ऐसा फर्क पड़ जाता है कि भाई, हाउ आर यू लुकिंग एट प्लेयर्स, एंड नो एज नेहा सेड, Mooney looking at someone and Sneh looking at someone, having seen her in that situation herself, it's a completely different way of building the side. So I think thoda, and again, aisa nahi hai ke the two people who are coaching, they haven't seen them enough, but it's just change the mindset a bit, change the perspective a bit more maybe.
Interesting
क्योंकि
and
नाम
very
लेने के लिए पॉइंट नहीं है, क्योंकि देखो नाम यू हैड, दे आल्सो वेंट हार्ड फॉर काशवी गौतम कि भाई वी आर ट्राइंग समथिंग न्यू, बट अगेन डिड नॉट मटेरियलाइज, बट थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा.
painful
ओ
यार.
बाउंड्री,
Of full toss outside the off stump to
ओ
मारते
सॉरी,
नहीं.
सोफी का
Yeah.
3 और 4 बोलूं, पर मेरे को चाहिए कि गार्डनर रन मारे. गार्डनर कैप्टन है, बट ठीक है.
Gardner captain है.
हाँ, क्योंकि सेफ, सबसे सेफेस्ट
बिल्कुल.
ऑप्शन है.
अच्छा, मुझे लगा डिफरेंशियल पिक होगा, क्योंकि एकदम फॉर्म में नहीं है तो ज्यादा लोग शायद लेते नहीं होंगे. तो अगर आप उसको कैप्टन बना दोगे, अगर अच्छा किया तो एकदम
हाँ.
ऐसा.
नहीं
तो
नहीं,
मुझे लगा
इन
आप
वुमेन्स,
3D चेस खेल रहे हो.
No, no, it's very difficult to actually not pick any one of Sophie or Gardner or Chamari as captain or vice captain, because if you don't make them, उस दिन मैरिजन का मेरी कैप्टन थी इसलिए बच गया, वाइस कैप्टन होती तो हार जाता. The competition is that much because you know how dangerous they can be with both. Even yesterday, Marizan Cup had 32 with the bat, and then
Yeah.
she picked up 2 wickets just at the right time. So difficult to look past them.
100%, 100%. Chandra 24 meanwhile going on to ask, shouldn't the batsman entry point, I mean shouldn't the batter's entry point rather be decided based on the required run?
Catch! Sorry.
Getting back a hit and sending an anchor is helping.
अरे यार, they've
Yes,
dropped
God.
3 or 4. मेरा चला गया. क्या कर रहे हो यार दीप्ति?
Okay, let us. Sophie's running in. Reverse sweep attempt has clearly not connected it. There is a sweeper cover, and Deepti Sharma of all people, man. Sophie is also shocked. That's a straightforward catch, and
Of
Deepti
all the
Sharma.
people Deepthi drops, unbelievable. Would have never seen that coming.
Sophie's not one bit amused there. She clearly has a thing or two to at least mouth of. I don't think she directed it towards anyone, but oh man, that's a straightforward catch, in and out. Not sure how much is that going to cost the UP Warriors there. Oh, that's another misfield and that's another run. Jale
It
pe
hurts
namak
more when
छिड़कते
you know
हुए.
you see fielders who are good dropping. Like yesterday when Shreyanka dropped, I was like, "Nahi yaar, it was an absolute
यार
dolly.
नेहा,
Why?"
एक बात बता,
Oh.
कुछ किया मैंने कुछ मतलब ऐसा कुछ गलत बोला नहीं क्यों? ये इधर इधर आज 1 मार्च है, नया महीना शुरू हो चुका है, इस महीने के बारे में बात करो बस. निखिल भाई के जले पे नमक छिड़कते हैं, मेरे जले पे नहीं मिला, हो गया अभी, सुन लिया देख लिया अभी, इधर
क्या
रहते हैं.
यार भाई 3 और 4 रोज रोज थोड़ी होता है, हर विकेट हर ओवर में एक विकेट कॉल किया है. ऑलमोस्ट ऑलमोस्ट क्या आ ही जाना चाहिए था यार. So this is also something that I really feel they need to really look at the amount of drop catches that you've seen. It's not ऐसा भी नहीं है किसी टफ कैचेस you'll drop that's okay. जैसे ग्रेस हैरिस वाला भी रिटर्न कैच था, you'll still give them that margin के भाई ठीक है भाई फॉलो थ्रू में था आप झुके थोड़ा आगे पीछे दैट्स स्टिल अंडर. ये नहीं छोड़ सकते हो यार आप, मतलब ये बहुत ज्यादा सिंपल है. और ये हराया भी अपने, ऐसा नहीं है कि इट हैजंट कॉस्ट देम ऑन द बिग डे. और अगेन लिचफील्ड, आई टोल्ड यू सी लिचफील्ड यूपी, आई ट्रस्ट यूपी.
Let's hope that the UP bowlers also trust their fielders just as much now, because Phoebe Litchfield is key, to Gujarat Giants' chances of potentially breaching the 150 run mark from here. 5 overs, 55 runs, not unheard of. Dekh, Sophie has only the 1 over left. There's, of course, Deepti with another over left. There's Grace Harris with a couple of overs left. There's Attapattu. There's Gaikwad. They've got plenty of spinners. So, yeah, let's wait and watch. But in the meantime, I also have a fun game to play with. No, to play. That's it. Okay. Very simple. I'm not sure what was the game that Avnish played, but since Are shot, yeah, rock back, not in the gap though, straight to Deepti there for a second. Lord matlab,
मुझे
Akshay,
लगा मैं अलग मैच देख रहा हूँ.
RCB have
चैनल
exhausted
कब
their
चेंज हुआ यार?
Thanks for that, Himanshu. Thanks for that. Let's
अरे
hope.
हिमांशु अभी भी सीजन बचा है यार, ऐसे थोड़ी ना.
कोई नहीं.
नेहा,
We'll take
नेहा,
this comment.
एक सेकंड अक्षय, सॉरी वेट.
हाँ.
कल परसों जब पहला विकेट गया था तब तुमने पहले विकेट के बाद बोला था बैटिंग बचा है, तो ये तो आप बिल्कुल नहीं बोल सकते हो that if you say after one wicket lost to you only in the first RCB game,
वो समझा, but
first
अभी
wicket
उसका क्या?
मतलब she can't tell to others कि भाई सीजन बचा है. जब आप पहले विकेट पे बोल रहे हो कि बैटिंग बचा है, तो 2 गेम के बाद आप नहीं बोल सकते कि सीजन बचा है.
छोड़ो, ठीक है, कोई नहीं.
देख
It's all
लेंगे.
right. Yeah.
हाँ.
Adyan Singhal, of course, going on to say this lack of shots is not only with Diol. Diol, I was reading that as Deal. I was like, kya hai ye? With Diol, but with many Indian batters, and probably this is the shot. Chakka. Arey nahi, chauka. Chalo, koi nahi. Shabash, Phoebe. This lack of shots issue is not only with Diol, but with many Indian batters, and probably this is the only reason as to why the management is forced to hand out crucial roles to overseas players. Fair point. Now again, Neha, let's start with you, because Meghna, there's Harleen Diol, there's Jemmy, there's so many names you can come up with when it comes to batters, Indian batters, that is, of course, who tend to take their time to sort of get that momentum and all of that. And T20 does not afford. I mean, you cannot afford to have that luxury in T20 cricket.
Definitely.
So agree with this point. So do you think it's fair that ये crucial roles overseas players को जाते हैं? Because there's also the argument कि यार तुम लोग important roles Indian batters को नहीं देते तो फिर सीखेंगे कैसे? But सीखने के लिए भी जो base होना चाहिए, अगर वो उनको अरे गंदा बॉल यार सीधा दीप्ति को मारा यार. She should be disappointed that she hit this for a 6.
उसके बाद अभी 6 मारा गार्डनर ने, तो ठीक है.
Oh.
अच्छा, ठीक
But
है.
just to address this question, actually, I think that this problem has persisted for long. And just as I was, reading this comment, I think what really came to my mind is how now the 100 draft is out. There are no Indian players who have been retained. I was quite shocked.
यार.
Oh, 6. And I was quite actually surprised to see that, that none of the Indian players, like be it Jemima, Smriti, or anyone, being picked. So,
sorry. हाँ, पहले बात खत्म कर लो, बात.
अरे नहीं बस वही था कि I was very disappointed to see them not getting picked, and also reflects on the kind of gameplay they have as well, right? मतलब they take the time to settle in, don't play as many shots, and yeah.
But don't you think it was because of availability? I mean, or the lack of it. Asia Cup उसी time पे होने वाला है ना?
हाँ, that is also there, yeah.
No one really clarified it, but that was literally the first thought that came to me. जैसे ही वो announce हुआ, I was like, हाँ, उस time पे तो एशिया कप है, तो कहाँ से होगा फिर वर्ल्ड कप? तो इसीलिए, एंड ऊपर से इंग्लैंड में खेल के ऐसा भी नहीं है तुम्हें प्रैक्टिस मिल रहा है. लाइक बांग्लादेश में होने वाला है, तो might as well एशिया कप और ये सभी एशिया में ही होगा, तो similar conditions, so they would want their their cream to be a part of the Asia Cup and play it and get used to the conditions and all of
And
that.
also, there's an unsaid thing, right? Like the BCCI doesn't like the men's team also to play like other overseas leagues because IPL ka sheen chala jayega. So now with the women's Premier League underway, would you want your Indian players to play in other leagues? I was also thinking of it in those lines, honestly.
But I don't think अपना standard अभी उतना है, so I don't think BCCI can afford to do something like that. Like ECB and CA definitely hold a stronger hand. So if
In women's
BCCI,
cricket, yeah.
yeah, in women's cricket, so if BCCI refuses to send their players, ECB can very easily say तो भाड़ में जाओ भाई, हम अपने players नहीं भेजेंगे. Then it'll be an even bigger loss for WPL, because technically speaking, the likes of Elise Perry, Meg Lanning, they're bigger than Smriti and Harman at this point in time in terms of stature, in terms of name. So they would want that right now. So once it goes the other way around, I'm pretty sure this will happen in the gap. Yeah. Ashley Gardner coming back to form in how? Lovely shot.
Middled
And-
it, yeah.
Yeah. अरे पॉज हो गया. अरे छक. अरे यार हाइलाइट्स है क्या? क्या
तुम
चल
हाइलाइट्स
रहा
ही
है
देख रहे हो?
ये जियो सिनेमा वाले पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ. प्रैंक ही हो रहा है मेरे साथ पक्का. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, of course. Oh yeah, I wanted to know, Avnish was mentioning that he did play a game or two with you guys. What was it, Neha?
Yeah, so basically we had like this game where you had to guess the number of cricketers, stadiums, and commentators in like a time span. So yeah,
Interesting.
वही game था, yeah.
All right, I have a game for you guys. I'll ask you a question, okay? Back and forth, you just need to keep naming names. Till we, of course, run out of names, because clearly it would be an exhaustive list. But let us see.
Okay.
Let us see who comes up with more names, of course. Very simple to begin with. WPL चल रहा है, जाहिर सी बात है WPL पे ही होगा.
हाँ.
Name me players who've played for multiple teams in the WPL. Anyone can start. And as many names as you want. You just need to keep naming.
Fine, I'll start. Shabnam Ismail.
हाँ, और बताओ, एक नहीं, मतलब जो ज्यादा जीतेगा वो जीत जाएगा.
एस मेघना.
हाँ, one each. क्या दोनों को बस इतना ही पता है? मेरे दिमाग में 5 नाम आ गए भाई.
इसके लिए तो गेम डिसाइड कर रहा है ना.
अरे भाई, सोचने के बाद, मतलब क्वेश्चन बोलने के बाद मैंने भी सोचना शुरू किया.
तो she said one name, I said one name, now her turn.
और है भाई. अरे
सोच
कुछ नहीं है. टर्न कुछ नहीं, बोलते जाओ, पता है तो बोलते जाओ. हाँ, ये
हाँ,
नाम
I'd go with this one, S Meghna. हाँ.
अरे
तो निखिल भाई ने क्या बोला भाई?
अरे shit,
इतना
ठीक है, ठीक है. पूजा खेमनार, फिर
खेमनार. निखिल भाई, पूजा पता है कॉमन नाम है इंडिया में.
पूनम सॉरी. पूजा बोलने वाला था, सॉरी.
Who else?
ऑक्शन में सबसे महंगा पिक.
जेस जॉनसन. पर
नहीं.
जेस जॉनसन तो रिप्लेसमेंट प्लेयर थी.
अरे महंगा पिक जेस जॉनसन थोड़ी थी. सबसे महंगा पिक ऑक्शन में. हम यूपी वालों की नकल कर रहे थे बस.
ऐसा सब.
अरे
यार, ये मैं थोड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा हूँ, माफ करो. क्या यार.
Exactly. By the way, this is a new name.
भाई 1-6 Annabelle Sutherland. अरे मतलब मैं 13 बॉल में 25 मार लिए. गार्डनर जरा थोड़ा.
और यार straight forward stumping chance missed here. Oh my goodness. Annabelle Sutherland. Samagra Adhikari seems like a new name. I'm not sure. So hello. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right, of course. Please do make sure you've hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, Samagra, and please do keep your questions coming in. That's a sweep shot. Is it in the gap?
From Nepal. नहीं.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Kiran's misfielded it.
अबे यार.
Oh, thank you so much, Samagra. Great.
कैप्टन मार रही है.
हाँ, by the way, निखिल भाई, बोलना है नेपाल के आज के गेम के बारे में, करण खेसी and what not.
भाई, what a game यार. It was so good to see them first, the bat first. And then you were like, "Arey, chalo, who would score?" And then they had a very interesting choice of batting order also, but that's okay. They finished well, and Namibia also fought well with Smith scoring a 50. Kruger again, but from that series, Karan Casey bowled really well. But if you want to see a ton, please see the ton that Michael Levitt hit in the previous encounter.
एक और चौका गया, by the way, lovely.
Yeah, ये distraction डिस्ट्रैक्शन टेक्निक मेरा फेल हो रहा है. 3 ओवर में 3 चौके चले गए इस ओवर में, पर ठीक है, गांडर मार रही है, कोई वांधा नहीं.
That's true, Samagra. Fingers crossed. And I'm तो looking forward to Gulshan Jha with a keen eye. बहुत तगड़ा.
He had a good game today also.
Exactly.
He had a good game today.
Yeah, and
But
promote.
keep going.
Since the last Asia Cup, I've tried to keep track of him as much as possible. Is that also in the gap? Is that no? It isn't. It's
You know, just to add, the one thing that I actually wanted to say when I said Pooja Kemnar was previous time UP played Gigi, Deepthi got Gardner stumped. That time also Healy had did not collect it well and she accidentally stumped her. This time she missed the ball. तो मैं वो मेरे मन में चला था and it's like भाई ठीक है. But they are getting to 165. That's okay.
अरे यार दीप्ति करना बंद कर यार. Like, has she ever explained herself कि why does she do this?
Sometimes she does it to like that Munkard करने से पहले, like just to give a warning. Other times it's just to like rattle the batter. She's not like spoken about it. These are just speculations again.
Clearly the batter's not rattled here. She's hit her for a 6. Excellent slog sweep this. Shabash yaar, shabash.
She only dropped her.
Yeah, 160, 170 तो आ सकता है भाई.
देखो फिर सोफी को लास्ट ओवर में 2 विकेट लेना पड़ेगा अभी. ठीक है, होपफुली शी डज इट.
देखते हैं क्या होता है. बट लवली शॉट दैट फॉर श्योर. बट हाँ, और नाम है कि बस हो गए खत्म. I still have 3 names, no 2.
Okay, Akshay Fleck.
There's Georgia Warham, of course.
Correct. Completely missed
Then, yeah, then there is Ashwini Kumari. Then there is who else? और थे यार, और नाम थे. रुको पहले.
टाइम पे तो याद नहीं आता भाई. वही तो. नहीं. Point of it.
5 में 3 आपने बोल दिया. नहीं, आपने 2 ही बोला था. एनेबल सदरलैंड और 2 थे. ये बोला और है. रुको, और है कम से कम, और 2-3 लोग तो होंगे पक्का. It's
not a list that is that big कि आपको पटक से याद है.
Yeah, of course not.
इसीलिए it works both ways कि याद भी रहना चाहिए और नहीं भी याद आएगा.
Exactly.
But ठीक है. 2 overs to go, 135.
175?
Whoa.
135 में क्या बोल रहा हूँ भाई. 2 overs to go, 135, max 165.
मुझे लगा 2 overs to go 175 ऐसा प्रेडिक्ट करूं मैं. कहा भाई
नहीं भाई,
बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा यार.
कैच. अरे यार वो पकड़ा. 3 or 4. शाबाश. गार्डनर आउट हो गए, चलेगा मेरे को. मेरा प्रेडिक्शन 4 विकेट का है भाई. रोज थोड़ी आप 4 विकेट कॉल करते हो. रीडन
यार. Oh, well taken यार.
Well, but it's a very good catch यार for
Chamari.
the existing this one. It's very good catch and she was running back. Even more difficult to do that.
I just hope, I'm guessing it would be Hemlata now. पहले सिंगल हो यार, या तो बाउंड्री या सिंगल. डॉट बॉल नहीं कुछ.
1 विकेट उसके बाद जो करना है. 4 बॉल है तुम्हारे पास.
एक्लिस्टोन को कैप्टन किया है कि नहीं कहीं पे भी, लेकिन
हाँ वो तो obviously सोफी बेन को नहीं, अपन को. सोफी बेन is
exactly.
See, there are 2 people who I watch whenever I can. First is Perry and second is Sophie. I rarely miss their games because they are just way too beyond their colleagues also and what they offer.
Yeah.
Sophie, for her age, she's going
so
to
consistent.
take 1,000 wickets. I mean, easily लेके जाएगी वो. पता भी नहीं चलेगा किसी को और लेके जाएगी 1,000 wickets. पता मतलब चलेगा सबको. But it's just how good she is and how smart she is. And अभी तो उसका all-rounder potential इतना टैप भी नहीं हुआ है. अभी टैप होगा तब it will be more fun.
For sure. Completely agree with you.
चलो है मतलब first ball नीचे आके 6 मारे जाओ, stump हो जाओ.
As every 4th edition, Australia lets the other team to win the T20 World Cup. Do you think they'll allow India this time?
They will be challenged for sure, right? Because subcontinent conditions में तो होगा, yeah.
Which is why they've also sort of, scheduled a series now. Next month, they're also going to Bangladesh after the India series. Wide. अरे लगा नहीं कुछ. हाँ, रिव्यू लिया भाई. मुझे लगा कुछ लगा.
यार अंपायरिंग भी थोड़ा है वैसा debatable in this one, but ठीक है. Let's set the better.
This one as in tournament की बात कर रहे हो ना?
Tournament.
हाँ भाई.
माइकल वॉन नहीं है मैं. कल
आप विश्वास नहीं करोगे यार, पूरे मैच में. So मैं जहाँ पे मेरा सीट था ना, इट वाज राइट स्क्वायर लेग का लाइन जो होता है ना, क्रीज का मतलब स्क्वायर लेग अंपायर, उसके एकदम आसपास ही था. The only time I was like, यार बॉलर का एक बार फुट देखते हैं. I saw Nadine Declerc's फुट, और मेरे को लगा यार ये यहाँ पे शायद उसने ओवरस्टेप किया. देन आई वाज लाइक, देख एक भी नो बॉल नहीं गया, ये क्या. अचानक से मैंने बॉल देखा, तभी मेरे को ओवरस्टेप लगा. इट मस्ट बी कोइंसिडेंस, मतलब इट मस्ट बी नथिंग. 2 सेकंड बाद मैं कहा पे यार क्या, सब छोड़ के यही बॉल देखना था मेरे को. तो I was so disappointed. I was like यार पूरे मैच में सिर्फ एक ही बॉल देखा और तभी नो बॉल. Oh, but it's been given a wide. I thought there was a series.
Oh, bhai sahab, that's an incredible effort of. That's incredible throw. मतलब भाई you watch it.
अच्छा, मैं तो भाई अभी उसने अपना रिव्यू.
भाई देखो, just watch. It is unbelievable. मतलब probably one of the best fielding moments of this WPL.
Yeah, the dangerous Phoebe Litchfield. 165 से 15 run.
Does it?
Yeah. Neha's happy, of course. 150
lovely.
target at best.
बहुत बढ़िया. मतलब first, I mean, those stump to aim at from that angle, excellent. यार, direct hit is always brilliant. क्योंकि अगर हाथ में थी तो शायद नहीं होता रन आउट. हो भी जाता, but again, direct hit is always special. And Litchfield that too. She could have easily scored 3-4 boundaries.
खुद भाग चुकी है वो, क्यों इसको थर्ड अंपायर. समझ नहीं आता है इसको भी थर्ड अंपायर.
Safe.
यार ये क्या यार, फ्रेम में नहीं है बैट. इसको भी अगर थर्ड अंपायर के पास लेके जाना है तो फिर तुम क्या कर रहे हो यार. तुम किस काम के हुए थे.
बिल्कुल रिस्क नहीं लेने का.
हाँ, कॉन्फर्मेशन पे जीने का.
लेकिन जब वाइड दे रहे हैं, जब आउट कर रहे हैं एलबीडब्ल्यू, वो रिस्क ही रिस्क.
You saw that. See, nothing will beat that wicket of Veda that was given caught.
Yeah, inside edge वाला ना.
जापन थे, बैट पैड को लगा.
Veda was incorrectly given out twice. उसने दोनों बार रिव्यू किया, फिर नॉट आउट. Crazy.
Correct. तो चलो, कैथरीन ब्राइस वन फॉर द गेम.
क्या लगता है यहाँ से 150 कम से कम?
150 तो बन जाना चाहिए ना. थोड़ा भी ऐसा 1-2 तो चौके छक्के यूपी एक मिसफील्ड कर देगा.
मिसफील्ड का 2 मिल जाएगा भाई, 4 तो मुश्किल है.
हम 4 दे देंगे भाई. हम ओवरथ्रो में 6 दे देंगे. तुम डोंट अंडरएस्टिमेट यूपी.
खातिरदारी.
We've already seen that happen once. Already with UP. They've given away 4 extra.
अरे यार,
लखनऊ की तहजीब. अरे गैप में क्या 2 भाग लो.
नहीं एक दोनों बॉल में 2 सिंगल. अभी एक ही बॉल बचा. क्या यार, 4 का प्रेडिक्शन दीप्ति ने ही ये कर दिया. ठीक है, कोई वांदा नहीं.
Excellent pickup, excellent throw. Very well done.
This is one thing that we discussed, right, in the previous encounter as well, that yesterday it was good that Delhi won batting first, because you need to see that more. First innings में conditions कैसे भी हो भाई, it is, I know Beth Mooney said that conditions were still not to be blamed and we did not bat well, but they haven't been easy for, even yesterday if you take that Shefali Verma's catch very early, it wouldn't have gone down the way that it did.
Exactly यार, मतलब क्या मिसफील्ड हुआ क्या अभी?
नहीं, I think she.
How did they go for a single here?
She tried to run her out and I think they went past. तो
क्योंकि जब बॉल सोफी के पास आया था, मैंने आंखें बंद की, एक और डॉट बॉल करके फिर देख रहा हूँ बैटर भागने में. ये क्या? Okay. 138, one more over to go. नेहा, 12 रन यहाँ से हो पाएगा?
Seems a little difficult, probably.
Bryce है, कैथरीन ब्राइस है, और who's been the last one? Atapattu. Interesting.
That's a courageous move, no?
और थी कौन, मतलब दीप्ति इज डन, राजेश्वरी इज डन, ग्रेस थी.
हाँ, ग्रेस को तो नहीं देते in terms of the last. It's okay. They're probably prepping.
तो मतलब एक ही ओवर यार, पेस का सिर्फ एक ओवर.
Quite surprised they didn't.
This is also one great insight. ये कि pitch report sometimes will not make you think too much. They said this is the pitch where we saw the most amount of swing. पेसर ने एक ओवर डाला, उसमें भी लेंथ ऐसी थी नहीं कि स्विंग मिलना.
Yeah, and Saima didn't bowl at all, which is like, I'm still wondering उसको लिया क्यों.
उसको लिया.
I'll give you the insight for that. कि I made a team 3 with Sophie captain. It had all the UP bowlers because like they are bowling first. एंड देन दिस इज लिटरली व्हाट आई थॉट कि सायमा ठाकुर को मैं काम करता हूँ, ये लोग मैक्स 1 ओवर देंगे, उसमें बेचारे ने विकेट नहीं लिया तो दूसरा मिलेगा नहीं, तो उससे अच्छा इसको छोड़ के लिचफील्ड का लोग कैच ड्रॉप करेंगे, उसको ले लेता हूँ. So I literally removed Saima Thakur, kept Litchfield in the team, Sophie captain, Chamari vice captain. And this is how
चलो
UP have eventually come good. मतलब exactly played it exactly like that. But ठीक है.
100%. यार मारो यार, गेट अंडर द बॉल यार. दे नॉट, अरे दो भाग रहे.
Now run out check है.
No,
Let's
but
look not
lazy.
out.
This is lazy.
For
But
all the
also feeling
reputation that Hemlata has of being a finisher, मतलब
But
दिख ही नहीं रहा
partless
है वो
time,
इंटेंट.
na? I think last game she did well
but
when she got in.
Fairly well, yeah.
I think
but
that is
उसने
maybe one
फिर
of
भी
the
25
problems
बॉल
for
में
Gujarat.
31 खेला
हाँ,
ना.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. The problem at this point of time, I feel for all of these options that you're seeing, whether it is Harleen, Saminini Magnais, they want that period of time that is too much for this format. Okay, it's okay in the one day format where we are able to take those first 15-20 balls, but T20 mein that first 15-20 has to be 5 or 10. And if you're batting at 3 or 4, it's probably you have to get going quicker. Or bhai, they've just given 4 runs in that over, 142 for 5 at the end of 20 overs. Shabash.
Very, very, very poor just from Catherine Rice, yaar. Very poor. I'm sorry. Because these are all hit me balls. In all fairness, अगर अटपटू किसी दूसरे को बॉल डालती है सब, यार यार, छी 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 छी. Significantly under
होता
par
है.
here. Like Himanshu says, a target that should have been in excess of 160 now is below 150. Excellent work from WP. What's WP?
अरे विनिंग टीम ऐसा मतलब यूपी ने
I
डब्ल्यूपी.
Winning perspective.
नहीं. I
अरे
feel you are giving
डब्ल्यूपी रे
more
यूपी को
thought.
डब्ल्यूपी बोल रहा है. टाइपो
हाँ
को मैं
भाई.
जस्टिफाई कर रहा हूँ. चिल.
हाँ. तो
UP.
भाई, but yeah, this though I guess UP Warriors will want to just boost their net run rate once again here and
Yeah,
probably
take
even
down
go
the
on
lead.
top of the table from here, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, UP Warriors अगर आज ही जीत जाती है ना अच्छे से, तो they can be first, Delhi second and RCB third. So Mumbai already out.
अरे
Wow.
but it's very too early यार. It is
Of course,
बहुत
of
ज्यादा
course.
जल्दी. हाँ.
बस बोला अच्छा लगता है देखने में कि भाई हो सकता है, ये भी है, ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है, ये भी रियलिटी है.
वो तो ऐसे 20 में देख भी लिया ना यार. ऐसे 20 में तो 2 सीजन में 2 बार देखा, तो इससे ज्यादा और क्या मिलेगा.
हाँ, SC20 छोड़ो है, हम तो इंडियन लीग्स में मानते हैं बस.
Yes, Himanshu, I agree with you.
No worries. But 142 for 5, again, just very, very, very subpar performances. But before we get into the summary and all of that, let's start with, how Sophie, or rather, how good Sophie was. Nikhil Bhai had predicted a top, not top for, sorry, a 4 for her, of course. She just got a wicket lesser, unfortunately, because of Deepti Sharma's drop catch there. But Nikhil Bhai, fantastic performance. I just talk us through this.
Yeah, excellent. You see, there's 11 dot balls. That is like a 50% job of the overs already out of that. And again, it's the usage. I think that was very, very well. They always brought her on when they felt that this is the right time to price out a good wicket. And the wickets that you'd say are, say, of Wolvaardt, I feel probably the biggest one because she looked like she had gotten off to a start and she can bat deep and then, get those boundaries towards the end. So I think her wicket probably was the biggest probably the turning point in terms of getting firmly ahead. And Baki to yeah, this is routine for Sophie in terms of you're not even surprised. In fact, you would say कि 5 के economy थोड़ा ज़्यादा है. She could have considered a few less also. So, but that is how good she's been as a T20 bowler in terms of her line, her pace. She rarely gives you anything to work with. So you have to do all the mehnat by yourself. So very very happy and pleased also for her and for UP overall. But again, I'll still hold my case कि भाई doing it is easier in the first innings. I want to see teams do that bowling second. Sorry from the greater good wala part, but that is how you'll get better in terms of long term. Sophie के लिए नहीं है for UP.
Fair enough. But Neha, in terms of Sophie's performance, what did you, like about it in particular? Because she's Sophie Ecclestone. We expect this from her, and it was pretty much just another solid performance from her. It's sort of something we've gotten used to. But what makes her so good and so consistent at what she does?
Matlab, having seen her transition from like, international cricket on to any franchisee league, she's just consistent, right? Brilliant with her line and length, always keeps the batter guessing. And there is this, intimidation when you're playing someone like Sophie Ecclestone because she's going to get your wicket. She did have like a slowish start, right, to this season, but I think, this match kind of proved why she is the best in the business, has that potential and pedigree to really go a long way. And the fact that she really keeps the batters guessing, right, with her variations as well, I think that is something that really sets her apart. And yeah, a valuable asset to UP and Delvers once again.
And you have to look at the 3 wickets that she took. Beth Mooney, Wolvaardt, and Gardner.
All
You cannot,
important wickets.
you
Yeah.
can't ask for anything more from your
And
premier
Litchfield
spinners.
as well. She also created an opportunity with
Ah,
Litchfield
with
for
the
what it's worth.
bilkul, bilkul. Yep.
So again, fantastic point that, of course. But yeah, speaking about Gujarat Giants and their batting, of course, not a lot to look at. But yeah, in terms of their best performer today, Neha, 35 of 26, Phoebe Litchfield finally got some runs under her belt. She must be feeling, a bit better about herself right now.
Certainly, because again, seeing her from that Australia series, I think Xiaomi would also be very happy, with this sort of a performance. Till that run out happened, she was looking, so settled. Even the boundary count, getting 4 boundaries and that 1-6, the strike rate, everything was looking, perfect. She was timing the ball beautifully, middling it really well, in spite of, all the threats and challenges that the UP bowlers were, kind of throwing at her. So I'm quite happy that she is back to form and did get these crucial runs, because we see, right, how the Gujarat batting lineup is clearly struggling a lot, and her coming in does add a lot of value and even kind of contributed to the kind of score they got in. So yeah, here's hoping, onwards and upwards is the mantra for this season, and she gets a lot more runs. And even from a broader context, her being in form is important because she really plays. In these conditions really well, and you have the World Cup that's coming up a little later, so her form is going to be doubly important for Australia as well, because now we've seen how Beth Mooney is having kind of a tough run. So I think the fortunes for Australia also kind of rests on how Phoebe Litchfield plays in that middle order.
And sorry, she said Swami will be happy. I hope she's also happy seeing that you deserve to be fans of UP deserves good fans. So it's not like who should be UP Warriors fans. They play well.
अरे थोड़ा
Dark
personal.
horses.
No worries, no worries. But that's all. That's what banter is for, of
And
course. But yeah, Nikhil bhai, क्या लगता है? Like Gujarat Giants, like any chance, any remote possibility at least?
I'm not wanting to be disrespectful, but I want UP to first not get into states कि भाई कितना जल्दी जीतेंगे. Get in there, get the job done as professional as it can get. Do not worry about the kitna bade margins. Don't think about it at all. Go out there, see what conditions are doing, get yourself a solid platform. Once that is done, things will follow. And you have Alisa Hilly, Kiran Navgire, Chamari Atapattu. तुमको इनको बोलने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि कैसा बैटिंग करना है. They know it, they do it. That's the best way that they play. So I just hope that they play their natural game. There is nothing for them to do extra here. Score भी ऐसा है कि you can even take your bit of time if you want to, but then just don't go thinking too much. Play, react, see ball, hit ball, get the game done in 12-13 hours, sorted.
100%. And of course, the UP Warriors side is, I mean, sorry, not the UP Warriors side, the Gujarat Giants side, of course, is in a team huddle right now. They are all set to enter the field and, of course, try and defend a slightly subpar score of 142, of course. But before that, in case you missed it, this is what happened in the first innings, of course. 142 is what the Gujarat Giants ended up with after a decent start from Laura Wolvaardt and Beth Mooney. All their overseas pros, barring, of course, their skipper, sort of got to decent starts. Unfortunately, none of them went on to really, convert this into something substantial, something that would help them, breach the 150 run mark, potentially even the 160, 170 run mark there. Phoebe Litchfield, of course, top scored for them with a fantastic 35 before she was fantastically run out by Saima Thakur with a mind-blowing direct hit from covers. Then Ashley Gardner, finally a decent knock for her. Importantly, it was 30 of 70, not just the runs, the pace at which she was able to score, that'll be even more heartening for, of course, her side. Laura Wolvaardt, of course, started off well. Good start, 18 of 12. That's what she was at the end of the power play. But again, once the power play ended, once the field spread out, she really struggled to sort of, rotate the strike to even get those boundaries in. And that probably led to her downfall there. With the ball in hand, of course, it was Sophie Ecclestone with that fantastic 3 for 20. And Rajeshwari Gaikwad, of course, with the solitary wicket. And then there was also the run out. But again, Nikhil, by 19 overs of spin today, yes, the other day we saw 16 overs of spin against the Mumbai Indians. And before that, against the Delhi Capitals as well, we saw 14 overs of spin again in 16 overs of play. Do you see this trend to sort of continue with UP Warriors going forward in Delhi as well, where they just bowl spin and have no pacers whatsoever?
Yeah, and I think it is something that I discussed, discussed the start of the watch along. Ki bhai, you have paces, but the problem here is you are not quite sure of the control that you will get from them, and you would feel ki bhai, it could go a bit here and there. But with spin, because the surfaces have also been such que you have to make the pace, which you saw that with Mooney, you saw that with Wolvaardt as well. Okay, you beat them in the air and they are committed to the shot. If you get them in a tricky spot, you could get them out. So I think, and it's also the venues. It's also the next venue, both venues. Okay, by Bangalore has been tricky holding a bit, and Kotla could potentially, has always historically played like that. कि भाई spin होता है, ball रुक के आता है उधर. ललित यादव FC. So uh, this should not change for. I think most teams will probably go to more and more spin, and it is also why we keep seeing spinners bowl even on flat decks in the end overs, because it is something that they are taking pace off. Again, Sophie, great example. Jess Jonathan yesterday. I just hope Indian left arm spinners saw the lines and the lengths that Jess Jonathan was bowling, because that is something we rarely try in terms of Indian arms. We've always relied on Deepti to do that. But I would not mind Delhi just rather sitting with Jess Jonathan to understand what is the thought process and how she wants to do it. Because it's not the first time that Jess has taken wickets in the end overs, and it will not be the last. And it's also how she finished with the bat. So, and she finished against spin only. So yes, these are all good signs in terms of, I hope teams take out these takeaways for Indian cricket to grow in terms of potential options where to get better at.
Fingers crossed that we'll get to see more of this, of course, and it'll be very interesting to see because once the tournament shifts to Delhi, which is technically a more spin-friendly surface, at least historically that's been the case. It'll be very interesting to see if that continues to be the case this time as well. In which case, UP Warriors will definitely be in prime position to sort of make it to the playoffs. And fingers crossed, they'll be the ones joining RCB and Delhi. Again, this is all happening in my imaginary, not imaginary head, but in my imaginary universe, of course. Akash Subramaniam, our beloved colleague, of course, going on to say, Anjum saying that Kiran shouldn't be opening when she's standing ready. What even? Yeah, Akash, I mean, Anjum ko to, yeah.
No, she has her right to say, okay. I think she probably, I don't know, we didn't hear, but maybe she wanted Chamari to open. Maybe that could be the only logic there. कि भाई किरण से मत open कराओ, but it's okay. We can.
But
Well,
Chawari at the top would have been better, but then Kiran has expressed her interest to
Yeah.
open as well,
Ah,
right?
अरे
So
express their interest छोड़ो यार, गेम जिताया यार, लास्ट मैच जिताया, इतना तो
Single-handed.
बनता है
नहीं,
कि
see that I also just take it, just because she won the last game for you doesn't mean you'll always open with her, but she has the best potential to come good up top.
exactly, it's not just
So
that. That's what I was going
it's
to
good
say.
for
She
the side.
clearly, yeah, she's best suited. Like her best fit for the side is when she's opening for them.
Yeah.
बिकॉज
Yeah.
उनके पास लोअर ऑर्डर में है, ग्रेस हैरिस है, पूनम खिमनार है, श्वेता सहरावत उसके ऊपर है, तो सब है वहां पे, तो ऊपर ही भेज दो फिर. चमारी कैन क्लियरली बैट एट नंबर 3, देखा, ऐसा नहीं कि उसको देखा नहीं हमने, तो
That's true.
एब्सोल्युटली नो
Yeah.
रीजन व्हाई वी शुड
बिल्कुल.
सी दैट.
And
बट
also, just if you take the Tushar Singh comment, just to add a parallel, that UP may go on to win the tournament. Hopefully, yes. Would be great to have that banter then with Xiaomi even more. But the team will not be afraid of the battle lineup of UPW. That's okay. You saw another side in yellow last year, not having a lineup that would fear anybody on Earth or Mars, but they went on to win. So eventually, it's about execution. And them dropping Tyler Megra, I agree that it makes their batting look weak, but it tells you that they're very practical. And I don't think Tyler will also mind the drop because she hasn't been doing well with the bat. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो harsh drop है and combination सही नहीं बैठ रहा है, so she's been dropped. She's been dropped because she's had a poor run of form for some time now with the bat and with the ball. So, but yeah, I agree. Hopefully, they can keep being the, I wouldn't say New Zealand, but hopefully the sum can always be greater of the, so that will always be handy.
But again, one thing, to be honest, I disagree with the point that, their batting lineup looks weaker with this with this
No,
swap.
matlab, it's like, see, it is how you say it is. You can probably compare, say, GG and UP in terms of three great batters, lot of Indian batters. But that isn't the case for Mumbai, for RCB, for Delhi. For Mumbai, RCB, Mumbai तो by comparison में नहीं होता है. Sorry, Delhi have three Indian internationals. Okay, by they'll always be part of the setup. And then same is the case with Bangalore. You have the best right up top. तो वैसा ऑप्शन यूपी के पास नहीं है और जीजी के पास भी नहीं है. तो दैट इन दैट सेंस.
It'll be interesting, though. Very interesting to see how Chamari fares today. It is her maiden WPL game, of course, and the Sri Lankan has been in striking form in the last year or so. She was also the second highest run scorer at the WPBL last year for Sydney Thunder, of course. So yeah, looking forward to seeing. Oh wait, so she shared the dressing room with who's in Sydney Thunder? Of course, it's Phoebe Litchfield. एक second के लिए I started blanking out, but yeah, so it'll be
Yeah,
interesting,
Phoebe.
very interesting. Yeah. So देखना पड़ेगा कि होता क्या है वहाँ पे. Jeet, of course, going on to say, Nikhil bhai, with adult talks, Kiran Navgire has the best potential to come good on the top. Yeah,
Of
Jeet bhai.
all people
Exactly.
on this in the entire Milky Way, I would feel कि भाई कोई ऐसा करेगा तो.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Tushar, I agree with you. तुषार का कमेंट मत देना, but I agree with you.
हाँ, नहीं लूंगा भाई. आपके बोलने या ना बोलने से क्या होता है? हम तो लेंगे भाई. हम हैं ही उसके लिए ताकि ऐसे और मिल सके. Of course, Tushar, exactly. This was the point I also wanted to make then. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Gujarat Giants go about their business as well. Which reminded me, you know what? Another hypothetical question. I don't know. You can call this a game if you want. But let's go back to the mega auction that happened last year. All teams are going with a clean slate. Everyone has their ideas. Everyone has a bunch of things they want to go towards in terms of players and choices and all of that. Clearly, a couple of teams came out of the auction a lot more stronger than the rest in terms of the kind of Indian internationals they went for, in terms of the superstars they went for. But if you were given the power, okay, Nikhil and Neha, if you were given the power to make the teams equitable, you know what? This doesn't seem right. Mumbai seems to have a lot more experience or a lot more sort of quality in their lineup. RCB seems to have a lot more quality. So does DC. Let's make it more equitable. Tell me a few trades, a few names that you would swap with to sort of make, or at least okay, all right. Nikhil bhai is already like, bhai, अच्छा क्या हुआ भाई?
4.
मेरे में तो ऐड चल रहा है अभी, बताओ यार.
तू हाइलाइट्स ही देख रहा है भाई, ठीक है आगे.
सच्ची में पता नहीं, मेरे में तो इंडिया इंग्लैंड टेस्ट मैच का ऐड चल रहा है, बताओ. ऐसा भी नहीं कुछ ढंग का.
Sorry. The trade.
But yeah, so I want to know from you one pick per person. We'll sort of go back and forth, but let's start with you, Nikhil. Hi. Come up with a few trades, okay, hypothetical trades that you think would make the Gujarat Giants and the UP Warriors and the Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore and the Mumbai Indians, of course, all of them more equal, so to say.
See, the one trade that definitely came to my mind, which is never going to happen, is Harmanpreet Kaur to GG.
And who comes here? Trade.
So you
किसी
can
को भी
trade
भेज दो.
anybody. किसी को भी भेज दो. It is not मुंबई को फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा वहां से, क्योंकि you are only going to make them less थोड़ा सा best से शायद better, yeah, good in that sense. तो क्योंकि if you have a core following, that was a hard drop for Harleen. I think she's hurt her left knee. She's holding it topfully. She's fine.
सच्ची में शुरू हो गया क्या? मेरे में अभी भी ऐड चल रहा है भाई.
Hey, I think just try refreshing it or come out of the.
There's no refresh. हाँ,
No,
अभी
refresh
finally
नहीं.
आया.
Come out and then just click on watch again.
नहीं
She's
अभी आया.
really
हाँ, 3
struggling.
balls done. अरे
Oh
क्या.
no, Harleen's.
Yeah.
ठीक है,
Hopefully
let's see
she's
what
fine.
happened here.
Yeah. So I was talking about core there. She's throw करने के time. Sorry. Oh, I think she threw the ball and she felt. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
can't call it
seems
cramp.
bad by the looks of it. Let's hope it's
Yeah.
nothing too serious there.
Wasn't Harleen only who got injured last year?
No.
Or no, wasn't in the WPL, but for during that catch that she took at the fence.
Huh, she was the yeah. But yeah,
She's
sorry.
walking
But
off.
do you think Harmanpreet, what makes you think Harmanpreet Kaur's trade to Gujarat Giants would make it a lot more equitable? Is it her captaincy or do you think it's her batting value? What would Gujarat Giants be wanting more?
Captaincy also on paper, but I think the middle order batter is something that they would really love. More so because it would then just give you that freedom to say where you had say a Hurlin come today, you don't want to then send Hurlin. You could potentially send a Litchfield or even a Catherine Price higher up the order because you have a core waiting for you towards the end. So जो entry point हो जाता है, it will probably just help out everybody play in their best possible roles. So I think that's where it could really solve a lot of their problem. So if you have to give every team one person, I don't think RCB need anybody in terms of a gapping hole. They have people, they just need them to execute well. So to UP, I'd probably give an all-rounder. To GG, I'll give Harmanpreet Kaur. And to UP, you'd potentially say कि somebody like a पूजा वस्त्रकार, क्योंकि मुंबई तो यूज ही नहीं कर रहा है उनको, 2 ओवर डाल रहा है, इट इज हार्डली ऑफ एनी यूज. आई वुड रादर हैव पूजा हियर. एंड अगेन मुंबई डोंट नीड एनीबॉडी, तो आप सामने किसी को भी दे दो, इट डजंट मैटर.
Neha, what about you? I'll come to mine as well. But those were a couple of very interesting shouts. But Neha, what about you? Trades that you think would make, again, they should be at least in the realm of possibility. I'm not saying it should be, it is realistic. I'm not saying it's Nikhil bhai ka hi chalega. What my point is ki it should be a two-way trade to begin with. Simple. Okay, let's just restrict ourselves
See,
to that.
the only problem with two-way trade is Mumbai, the squad is so strong that you'll really have to take out 3-4 people from there to make it worse, or no, कि भाई इनको तो नहीं हो जाएगा. Who do they need? They don't need anybody. Why would you want to give them any more strength?
The one name that I could think of from a Mumbai POV is they can actually send Chloe Tryon. मतलब उनको मौका ही नहीं मिल रहा है, तो probably she can come over to Gujarat and help change the fortunes, especially in that middle order or something. Offer a little bit with the ball as well. But who will go back from Gujarat? वो तो थोड़ा मुझे लग रहा है कि I don't know. It's not. I'm not able to think of any name. Barring that, is who else? I think Mumbai is also not making the best use of Amanjot, right? So probably her also, getting swapped over could really help in that way.
See, Gujarat Giants तो problem है कि ना, just one thing, Gujarat Giants के साथ ट्रेड करने में प्रॉब्लम है कि वापस लेने में कोई है ही नहीं वहां पे प्लेयर जिसको लिया जा सके. ऐसा नहीं, like gap होगी तो वहां पे नहीं.
The point there is, you also have to look at it in this way, that even if Mumbai takes somebody, they will be so smart that they will only use them for a specific reason.
Yeah.
And that just tells you how smart Mumbai are in terms of their squad construction. They have a very clear mind. This is the kind of role that I have for this player. So if I want somebody, they could, I'm not kidding, they could potentially take somebody like a Harleen Deol or a Dhyan Amlata and then use them only for a very specific matchup. And then they'll tell them ki bhai ja, go out and hit. And then the person will do it because they have an absolute complete freedom of security ki bhai nothing will happen to my spot, I'll still be there in the squad. So I think that is something where I think Mumbai, they deserve a bit of credit there.
And another name I was thinking of was even Titter Sadhu, right? I think she...
Exactly. Titas किसी ने mention नहीं किया, किरण शाबाश.
I was thinking of getting her to the UP Warriorz का side and get Saima to Mumbai. So when Saima goes to Mumbai, she'll be like
three-way trade हो रहा है भाई. दिल्ली से पेसर ले रहे हो, पेसर एक, लेकिन मुंबई को दे रहे हो. दिल्ली को क्या मिला?
They'll not benefit from the trade. But anyways, Titter Sadhu can probably join either of these two teams, just to add more to the pace talks, because
Delhi could take a batter then. Delhi could take a batter from UP.
Who would they take?
Oh, is that?
No. मैं react कर चुका होता, तू कल देख रहा है.
But Titas to UP and someone like a Poonam Khemnar to Delhi would make sense. And it's also realistic. उनको वहीं पे they need someone middle order में हल्का सा नीचे number 5, number 6 पे एक batter चाहिए. Jess Johnson, Maizan Cup came good yesterday, but to be honest, again, like kudos to them for doing well, but they would really benefit by having someone who's aggressive there. And Tita Sadhu to Gujarat Giants also makes sense, by the way. And I would give someone like a Hemlata. Again, same role, Hemlata ko bhej do wahan pe. So that could be another interesting shout, of course. Akash going on to say Titas to UP, Deepti to DC. Fair call, because
why would you let go of Deepti?
वो अलग, अरे ये आप क्या मतलब हरमनप्रीत कौर को मुंबई छोड़ रहे, लेकिन
अरे
यूपी वाले
see, आप बोल रहे हो you are telling to make teams even. If you take Dipti out, it doesn't make UP better. Even if you get
no, but
Titas in.
if Titas comes to UP, I would say yeah, overall, all in all, it would be more stronger.
Settled unit लगेगा और
हाँ,
Yeah,
pacer एक
Dipti.
मिल जाएगा. It'll be a more well-rounded attack. Given that they already have Sophie, they have Rajeshwari, Chamari, Attappattu, they've got spinners clearly.
Sorry,
So
Dipti
given
fan.
that, of course.
Don't tell me.
Yeah. And Chloe Tryon का मैं पहले ही, that was the first thing that came to my mind, उसको छोड़ ही सकते हैं, but problem है कि गुजरात जायंट्स खिलाएंगे कहाँ, टॉप 4 में
Yeah,
ही सारा
exactly.
ओवरसीज तो खत्म हो जाएगा.
Correct.
तो इसीलिए I didn't think Chloe Tryon. I was thinking they could go for Pooja Vastakar. That would make sense for them. But again, return में देने के लिए कोई नहीं है, तो इसीलिए I was like छोड़ो. What Mumbai and UP can do is Mumbai give Pooja Vastakar to UP. It would be a fantastic value add for UP Warriors. UP Warriors have to, of course, give away one of Grace Harris or Talia Migra. Grace
Talia
Harris.
Migra ले लो.
T
Talia
Mag.
Migra ले लो, चलेगा.
Exactly.
चलेगा.
निखिल भाई, ग्रेस हैरिस
Grace
बिना
Harris.
अकेले रह जाएंगे तो हाँ, agreed.
Grace Harris. Burger King.
Fair point. नहीं, मैं मना नहीं कर रहा वो, but that would actually make sense.
Yeah.
तो इसीलिए.
But then that would actually make me even more envious of that squad. That if that squad has Natalia Skiver, Haley Matthews, Amila Kerr and Tyler Megra, can't do
हाँ.
much. They उनका homework इतना अच्छा रहा है कि
Shabnim as well.
yeah. And which is why I think Tushar ka comment I think is interesting. I'd want Neha and your views on that because I do feel strongly about it, but then they have the results, so can't say much.
Same. I also do feel strongly about this, but I don't know Nikhil bhai feels strongly in favor or against this. पहले वो तो clear करो. I have a strong opinion on this.
No, I am in favor of Mumbai could struggle.
हाँ,
But then
exactly.
they don't because the depth that they have in terms of the player है ना वो they are so good, so experienced that somebody somehow out of those 4 people will always find a way. And if not, you still have an Indian contingent that is hardly used about. Even last game, Humaira Kazi hardly bowled. Hardly batted. मतलब
बोल
they-
तो
मतलब,
क्या नहीं.
बोल मतलब मैं बोला they did not even use her, even thought कि भाई इसको भेज सकते हैं.
Jinti Mani, none of them.
So exactly.
Arey, last match, this is something I texted Nikhil bhai. Like in the last game, Pooja Vastakar comes in the 8th over, bowls a fantastic 4-run over that triggers a collapse. Uske agle over mein hi Mumbai Indians were able, thanks to Amelia Kerr and all of that, were able to pick up a few wickets of UP Warriors. And in that 3-over phase, they gave away just 8 runs and took 3 wickets. It almost seemed like Mumbai were clawing their way back into the game. Except they never brought Pooja Vasakar back into the attack. They brought Izzy Wong in, despite her having gone for 17 runs in her previous over. Again, she took 2 wickets. But can you say that she took 2 wickets there? I'm not sure. That the Alisa Healy wicket was Alisa Healy just hitting it straight to the fielder. She could have hit it anywhere. Talia Migra has been woefully out of form. So and after that, Izzy Wong got a 3rd over as well. But Pooja Vasakar wasn't brought back into the attack until the game was completely killed. 4 ओवर में 13 रन चाहिए थे, तब पूजा वसेकार को डाल दिया. 3 चौके दे दिए. अब तो they've got a reason as well. देखो ना, उसने 3 चौके खा लिए वहां पे, तो अभी ऐसे रन देगी तो कैसे. अरे शॉट भाई, वो half slog, half pull there from Lisa Healy, a fantastic shot. So very disappointing. In the last game, Mumbai Indians used just 2 Indian bowlers, Saika and Pooja, despite them having 5, if I'm not wrong, 5. There was Kirtana Balakrishnan, there was Sajna, there was Humaira Kazi, Amanjot Kaur. Like it's very surprising the way they've been using their options. And again, like Nikhil bhai said, and like Tushar has said, they are a 6-woman attack, which was the case last year as well. They ended up winning the tournament with that. She managed to clear the infield. But this time around, I don't think that'll be the case because not all of them are in as good form. Last year, it was like the perfect storm. It's not just that they had 5-6 really good players. They had 5-6 really good players in fantastic form. How often do you see that happen? Not often.
And also Yastika's role. I think she caught a lot of people and a lot of teams off guard in terms of how she was able to just find her range and like you expect others to score. Look what I'm going to sit here and do. But then that also happens because compare her to somebody from in a GT or a UPK, you have so many big players that you don't have to worry about कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. You have that complete freedom because of the setup.
100%. So, which is why it'll be interesting to see how, of course, Mumbai, do this time around. So
Yeah,
far,
finally Gardner.
I still think it's been sort of Shabnam Ismail throughout. That's especially in that Gujarat game. Had she not bowled the kind of spell she did, where she got Beth Mooney, Phoebe Litchfield, and I'm forgetting who the other batter was. Uh, Gujarat Giants could very easily have attacked the other bowlers because you saw Tanuja Kanwar and Kathleen Bryce stitch together a 48-run partnership for the 8th wicket, which clearly showed कि अगर शबनम इस्माइल को हैंडल कर लेते लोग तो मार सकते थे. There were other bowlers to be attacked. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting this from Kiran Navgiri so far. But again, first sign of spin. Nikhil bhai, do you expect Ashley to sort of, not Ashley, sorry, Elisa Healy to give back the strike to Kiran and expect Kiran to go bang bang?
No, I think she'll try and see Gardner off herself because Kiran could really look to come down and Gardner could york her. Because Gardner is that smart in terms of knowing what lengths to bowl. So that is something that I expect Tanuja to bowl the next over. I already feel an over late, but okay, let's see. I think Healy will probably take the risk if at all. Sweep करके या slog जो भी. And she does. Sweep नहीं है, but just pick up shot over wide long on for a boundary. So yeah, I think that is what they'll do. Kiran can come good against Tanuja. Maybe hopefully she can just cover the line and bat.
Oh,
Because Gardner
shot,
is very good.
just wide of long on there.
Yeah.
Running long on, of course, but
Yeah.
boundary nonetheless. Fantastic shot. This and Alisa Healy also sort of seems to be hitting herself back to form. Great signs once again for
Yeah.
the UP Warriors. Last match also she got that 33 of 29, but
Yeah.
it still seemed a bit sort of not
It's
as
not the
close as
Healy.
it was. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not the Healy that you know.
Yeah, this is closer to the Healy that we know. So it's great
Nothing
to
comes
see.
close to that final knock any which ways, but okay.
Kahe.
Hopefully.
Kahe. Kyun?
They see those are the things that you sometimes will know that some days you will give it back whenever, hopefully in the future.
मौका
And
मिले तो
Kiran, नहीं मौका मिलेगा. They'll do. They are good enough. Shefali will only do it. No problem there.
yeah.
But ठीक है, चलो.
Interesting. We'll take Shuman's
Okay.
comment. अरे. किरण
शुभम
लाइक
सही बोल रहा है.
ताकत तो है मेरे पास तो मैं तो घुमाएगी बल्ला. अरे फील्डिंग यार. Tanuja Kanwar
Tanuja
there.
Kanwar.
Cover
Great
points.
stuff.
Excellent fielding effort. Excellent fielding effort. More of that, please. Shubham says, बाकी टीम सो रही थी क्या ऑक्शन में when Mumbai bought these top players? It's not like they scouted them. Most of them come with reputation. यार Nats ever brand went for 3.2 crores. मतलब पैसे लगे. ऐसा नहीं कि बाकी टीम्स ने बिड नहीं किया. भी पैसे खर्चे वहां पे. Haley Matthews was a steal. Of course, it was a base price pick. So was Amelia Kerr. I so badly wanted RCB to get her, man. Love her. मतलब the bowler again before. 1.4 1.6 crores पे गई थी, so she didn't get a lot of money, not as much money as I thought she could. So yeah, and it did help that Harman came in cheap. Yeah, 1.8 crores में मिल गया, so that sort of definitely helped. But yeah, fair enough.
There are sides who overpay for batters, na, so it's okay.
Yeah, remind me once again who made the penultimate bid for Smriti Mandana at 3.2 crores. Yeah, Neha, who was it? Who was the other team bidding apart from RCB?
No, that is okay. That is not the entire. You are actually just proving the point even more. Okay, one side needed it, and the other side, of course, it's not about Mandana in any which ways. Just about trying to pack people with too many batting options. But ठीक है.
अरे ये यस्तिका भाटिया को 1.5 करोड़ देंगे तो चलेगा वो, लेकिन
क्योंकि यस्तिका भाटिया, see the problem here is Delhi are playing a keeper who's batting at 9. So the demand for the keeper
who
is.
doesn't bat, you can just say that.
हाँ नहीं, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि the demand supply is also a factor in that. So which is why she got as much as she did. So that is something you can't control.
Probably. Fair enough. Akash, meanwhile, going on to say, but this WPL is showing more and more that India needs to improve its fielding. Biju George must be crying to death looking at them all field. Well, you'd be the best person to know that since you'd interviewed him last month. So, Akash, do ask Biju and let us know what his thoughts are, on this fielding effort there. And all the people out there, please do check the article out as well. It's a fantastic interview. Biju has come up with some fantastic points. Akash has, come up with some fantastic questions there to ask him as well. So do check it out. Give that a like. And do check other articles out on our site as well. Tushar, meanwhile, 4. Again, Kiran, that's just brute power there. Forget about Vastrakar and Humaira. Sajna, who won the game against Delhi, didn't get to bat. Against whom?
Last game.
यूपी. वो तो एंड में आई ना, मतलब उसका रोल ही वो था यार, इतना
And
मतलब
the fear that Kiran
जिसका
stood
डर
one to
था
shot
वही हुआ
away.
लग रहा है निखिल भाई को. क्या हुआ
Yeah.
वो अभी पता चलेगा अपने को अगले
I told you,
10-15
Kanwar,
सेकंड में.
Tanuja will go the next
अरे
over.
Oh
I mean, the
no.
rest is in front of you.
but
This
Kanwar,
time
good bowling that. Baited her, nicely looped it up well outside off stump, asking her, forcing her to sort of, really move. So well done, well done. Good job. They reminded me of Chahal to Maxwell there. You know how he used to bait him well outside the off stump. Nicely done this. Very nicely done.
ठीक है, कोई वांदा नहीं. Hopefully,
हाँ,
Chamari Healy can take over.
Yeah, especially given the kind of target they're chasing, they shouldn't be too flustered. And given that they haven't informed Chamari today, unlike Talia Migra before. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. UP looking to chase in 15 overs. Ooh, interesting. Nikhil bhai, okay, prediction time. Not just Nikhil bhai and Neha, of course, to all of you in the comments. Let us know how many overs do you think will the UP Warriors take to chase this down? Again, assuming that they do chase this down. Nikhil bhai, kya lagta hai?
15.3.
Holy shit, that's in excess of 9 runs per over. Okay, interesting. What about you, Neha?
I think they'll chase it down like in 16 overs or so, like 16.4, 16.5.
All right. Will I be killed if I say Gujarat Giants will win?
No, it will be the most obvious thing that we can expect from you.
No, it's okay. नहीं, Devil का वकील नहीं बनूंगा इस बार. Oh, Devil का वकील has a nice ring to it. Yeah,
Devil
nice
का
in
वकील,
Devil
yes.
cricket. Yeah,
Cricket.
I'm actually going to keep this. It's
Yeah.
going to be Devil का वकील from now.
See, my logic is simple. For 15.3, they are both aggressive batters. तो ये बैटिंग करेंगे, लंबा खेलेंगे तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा, और अगर नहीं तो ये हार जाएंगे. अल्ट्रा 19 ओवर में खत्म होने के लिए I don't know.
Interesting point that because Grace Harris आएगी इसके बाद वो
Exactly.
भी कुछ ऐसा टुक नहीं करेगी.
हाँ, जरूरत ही नहीं है. तो that was the logic there.
Point. Ooh, shot. यार 4. First boundary for Chamari Attappattu in WPL.
Nice, good clip.
Risky flick that. Pass
Yeah.
mid-on, of course. Nicely done.
Actually, very good. The good time to ask. How many batters do you see play such shots? I don't know. I have some obsession. जैसे सचिन का एक वो हिप से ऐसा एक क्लिप है. Very unique to him. Tamim Iqbal actually goes and clips with his front foot across जाके फिर ऐसा मार.
Yes.
So I think there are some shots that are very, very, peculiar to some people. So if you have any such, जैसा मेरे को एक दो चीज ऐसा याद है. If you feel somebody किसी का कोई शॉट तुमको ऐसा याद आता है कि ये शॉट खाली इसी बंदे को मैंने वैसे मारता देखा है, मेल फीमेल बोथ.
Interesting. सोचना पड़ेगा मेरे को, but
हाँ, आराम से सोच के.
this is one of those half flick, half on drive-ish also. Like the way she comes, it's not just मतलब wrist work.
It is
like
power and wrist both. मतलब
exactly.
दोनों हो रहा है.
Fair point. Good question. I mean, good observation. That, and people in the comments, you also please do let us know. What do you think? Any names you can come up with, and shots that are sort of synonymous with them. In terms of कि boss, जब ये shot के बारे में सोचे तो बस यही player की याद आती है, या ये player के बारे में सोचे तो सिर्फ ये shot याद आती है.
The three, I all agree with all three of them. Rana inside out, Ellis Pirik, late cut.
भाई परसों जो अगेंस्ट गुजरात जायंट्स, एक तो यार बूनी
शॉट यार, सॉरी
से कट मारा है. नो वरीज. UV flick also good shout यार. It's very 100%. UV-esque. Yeah.
Seva cut as well. Seva cut तो यार, it was very, very
what a shot यार, offside के ऊपर मारा है भाई. वाह.
Yep.
Hey, that I'll also have to say Meghna's 6 पास कवर वो
एक्स्ट्रा
हर
कवर
तीनों मैच में ना
ऐसा लॉफ्ट वाला.
एग्जैक्टली.
अबे यार,
तो हीली आउट हुई है इतना तो मेरे को लग रहा है. अब देखते हैं हीली आउट हुई कि गलती से चमारी अट्टापट्टू
look at the shot, that's okay. Captain Bryce with a wicket. It is just अभी इतना अच्छा शॉट मारा यार. अभी इतना अच्छा शॉट मारा यार across the line. Abhi don't send Grace Harris here.
I hope not. I genuinely hope.
It is Grace Harris.
There, completely beaten there. And
Yeah.
It is
Kathy
Grace
is
Harris.
very happy there. It'll be interesting though if Grace Harris comes in on,
She
assuming
has come in.
oh she has, गलती से अगर उसका विकेट अभी गया तो फिर
कुछ नहीं, चमारिया इंशाल्लाह खत्म.
Are
हमारी
there
क्या?
still Shweta?
चमारिया इंशाल्लाह मतलब गया
ओ
गेम गया.
इंशाल्लाह बोला क्या? अच्छा
Yeah.
but yeah, Neha, you were saying though.
There's still Shweta Sehrawat, Poonam Khemnar, and Chamari would probably have to, bat it out. We'll have to bat deep. Otherwise, again, it's going to look very difficult for UP. Matlab, we didn't expect now Alisa Healy's wicket would fall so soon.
Yeah. It's just the timing of the two. मतलब थोड़ा और 20-30 रन के बाद विकेट आता तो it's a different preposition. अभी it's just back to back.
But 50 for 2 in the power play, again, you would say it's UP Warriorz power play. Given the kind of score they're chasing, I don't think they'll mind the loss of wickets so far. Interesting.
Kiran, I don't think so. Healy maybe, but you would still give it to them. कि भाई,
Runs
short
मार
यार. Grace Harris. Nice late cut past short third man.
Yeah, I just see her forearms, yaar. Matlab, very intimidating. Like, itna, so well built, so strong. Oh my goodness. And not just her, even her sister Laura Harris, by the way. Both of them are very strong, yaar. Very, very, very
unable to get a game. मतलब क्या बोलेंगे यार?
Delhi setup, it's impossible, man. Laura Harris.
So Laura Harris could be a good, trade option. But then I don't know who can Delhi get and benefit from there. So maybe Chloe Theron for Delhi, and they get Laura Harris. That could be very good.
Oh, that was a close one.
चलो एक और मारा, शाबाश. Nice little dab. ये तो एकदम इसी I said 15.3.
And Grace Harris really knows how to pick those gaps, yaar. I've never seen her hit anything straight to the fielder. देखो once again. यार एक तो बेथ मूनी यार, मेरे को समझ नहीं आता हर बार ये शॉर्ट थर्ड और शॉर्ट फाइन के बिना क्या करती है. वो फील्ड सेटअप ही मेरे को समझ नहीं आता. हर बार वो मुंबई के अगेंस्ट तो थक गया. वो स्क्वायर के पीछे बाउंड्रीज मारे जा रहे हैं और ये फिर भी फील्ड चेंज ही नहीं कर रही. लाइक अगेन निखिल भाई, व्हाट डू यू थिंक, लाइक what length could you possibly bowl to ensure that a batter does not play there? Because कुछ भी करो लेट तो मार ही सकता है ना वहां पे.
See, it's similar to what, if you remember that the Matthews century that she hit against Australia. She kept peppering the cover point point area and reverse sweep सब मार रही है, but still Healy was like, मैं फील्डर रखेगी ही नहीं. तुम 2 सेंचुरी मारो, इधर ही खेल, तू जा मत घर पे, मैं उधर फील्डर नहीं रखेगी. Sometimes I just think they can just get caught up in that frame. No. Let's see how many times she can do it. But yeah, she's running away with the game.
ना 213 था तो बोले कितना ही मार लेगी, कम से कम एक बार तो गलती करेगी, हो जाएगा, काम खत्म. Just like Glenn Maxwell against Afghanistan, they were just expecting, हाँ ये विकेट दे देगा भाई,
एक तो चांस देगा.
हाँ भाई,
जो दिया वो पकड़ा नहीं, छोड़ो.
हाँ वो अलग बात है, आपका फेवरेट फील्डर ऑफ कोर्स वहां पे क्या छोड़ते हुए. बट इन दिस केस यू आर डिफेंडिंग 142 यार.
Yeah, it's something with M's in the field and H with captaincy. That's where I leave it.
Oh man, talk about taking a dig without taking a dig. Of course, it's time for some Mannat Kashyap.
Yep.
Let us see. क्या? अच्छा, okay, she's getting rid of her covering there. Let us see.
Navgire has to be more consistent. Joseph bhai, वो तो in an ideal world, yes, but I'd not mind as long as there is a good knock every 2 games.
And Navgire is also, it's high risk, high reward, right? The kind of player she is. And that also answers, I think, Vasant's question. Like, do we have players like Grace Harris? Definitely Kiran Navgire makes, headlines as that attacking sort of batter,
And it's why you want to give them more chance. The more they play right up top, they'll understand matchup, situation, pitch, options. They have to play in that role much.
Yeah.
100%. Fingers crossed. यार गंदा बॉल, छी.
एक ये हो गया है. क्रॉस नहीं जाना अपने को, स्ट्रेट जाना चलेगा. लेट्स सी.
बट बहुत ही ज्यादा गंदा बॉल था यार, बहुत ज्यादा. अरे. इतना गलत कैसे हो सकते हो भाई? वो मीम लगा सकते
Straight
हैं यहाँ
jazz.
पे.
Oh, bye. That's another short and wide. Nice. एक और अच्छा. BSNL
मन्नत.
चौका कनेक्टिंग इंडिया. उसके बाद का म्यूजिक भी. If you know, you know.
अरे अरे फिर से गंदा बॉल भाई.
Getting beaten.
या बीटन छोड़ो, ये तो क्या मतलब समझ नहीं आ रहा. शी लाइन लेंथ दोनों खराब है, कुछ भी सही नहीं जा रहा है. Beth Mooney, I literally saw her. Matlab, I might be wrong here, but I felt ki she said, "Are you all right?" Like again, in a good way, not anything. Like she's trying to sort of calm her down
Calm
and
down.
make sure. Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it is why sometimes I feel you need to give that sweeper away very early. It's okay. You know, sometimes I feel
Exactly. Yeah.
you want to be too protective, but एक दे दो आप वहां पे एक.
Exactly.
ठीक है यार, इतना भी 10-9 फील्डर है आपके पास. You can compromise one कि भाई now से तो हो सकता है.
Finally gets that line right. Nicely done.
Yeah, two
Irfan, of course,
good
asking,
balls.
भाई लोग ये मैच done and dusted है. Let's talk about tomorrow's big game, RCB versus Delhi. भाई पहले तो किस दुनिया में जी रहे हो भाई? RCB versus Delhi कल हो गया. कल RCB versus मुंबई है. And we will in due course. कल ही तो है मैच, तो कल तो पूरा उसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. और क्या यूपी गुजरात अभी चल रहा है, तो बात करते हैं उस पे. पूछो कुछ कि क्या है. Ignore Navgire, other options. I would probably say Jasya Akhtar in terms of power and the area she plays in. The way Nikhil bhai is mimic Billy Bowden here, I'm guessing कि अभी छक्का गया है, देख ही लेते हैं फिर भी.
I said go straight. Grace Ellis is like, as you say, 73 for 2 after 7.
मन्नत तो कच्चा चबा रही है यहाँ पे. मतलब क्या बोले अभी. Like
Tough over यार, youngster, 14 runs.
And she had to hold.
घड़ी दिखाते हुए. टाइम तो बुरा चल रहा है भाई. घड़ी जो भी पहन लो, घड़ी जो भी घड़ी दिखा लो, टाइम बहुत खराब चल रहा है गुजरात का. यहाँ से तो पता नहीं क्या करे.
Like Meghna was so expensive, है ना?
Yeah, still the umpire also knows कि भाई अगला टाइम आउट हो ना हो, ये वाला ले लो.
मेरा घड़ी अभी दिखा देता हूँ बस. खत्म. More consistent, well-rounded with all matchups. यार वसल जैसा लाद में बैठ के थोड़ी ना बना रहे हम लोग प्लेयर. ये इतना ये क्या
500 ग्राम ये 500 ग्राम ये.
थोड़ा रिवर्स भी मारे, थोड़ा स्कूप भी मारे, लेकिन टेक्निक उसका अच्छा हो, ऑफ ड्राइव अच्छे से कवर ड्राइव भी मारे, ये थोड़ी ना होगा. तो इसीलिए
ठीक है.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Sachin. I really am not. But this is so similar to how my dad speaks, so it's just my Jyotish, who's never wrong, has just told me that either of the two RCB teams will win this time. All right, Sachin. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Couldn't care. More than happy to believe in astrology if that's what gets RCB.
No, she's not mentioned title or hearts, so it's okay.
Sachin, you actually have to clarify. Did your Jyotish explicitly say that they'll win a title?
Yeah.
या ऐसा ही बोल रहा नहीं इस बार आरसीबी पक्का जीतेगी. फिर 3 महीने बाद जाके मिलोगे, बोला था ना दिल तो जीता है ना आपका, है ना आपका दिल उनके पास, तो फिर और क्या चाहिए बताओ, आगे बढ़ो फिर. हाँ बस, तो वो भी हो सकता है. तो इसीलिए तो
don't blame us, blame the game.
Exactly. But this is यार मुश्किल तो है भाई अभी गुजरात जायंट्स के लिए. Who do they go to now? Tanuja Kanwar of course should continue. Na? She did both. She came back well in the last over.
Yeah.
There's even Catherine Bryce, right? Or do they want to keep her for later?
I think I'll probably go to Tanuja Kanwar, then bowl Gardner to try and get Chamari, and then get Sneerana also, because you probably want to get 3 best defensive options, so that if either of these two take a risk, they should pay for it. So something on that line. And it is Gardner. So
you think Mumbai would benefit from someone like a Sneerana? Because उनका lower order थोड़ा weak है. Number 7, number 8 पे मतलब
1-2 बॉल खेलने के लिए Sneerana चाहिए तेरे को.
मतलब ऐसा उनको कुछ वैल्यू, there's still some value add ना there, वैसा बोल रहा हूँ. अभी
वैल्यू ऐड तो जो है उसमें भी है, but they hardly use them.
हाँ वो भी बात तो सही
Ooh,
है.
that's nicely. I don't know in Akshay's language whether it is educated edge or what, but that was well guided by Chamari.
देख ही लेते हैं. गार्डनर अभी रन अप मार्क करी. अभी अलीसा हिली का चेहरा देखना. हाँ फाइनली. अरे हाँ ये तो I would say this was intentional.
Clearly she
Just
opened the
nudging
table.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a bit finer than she intended for it to go, but ठीक है फिर भी
Possibly.
intentional तो था. Yeah.
Yeah.
RCB जीतेगा. Wouldn't score. All right, Mehul. All right.
बढ़िया.
Is there any
तो
other
फिर
team in
सॉरी अक्षय
any?
तेरे घर पे सॉरी सर तेरे घर पे फिर जोमेटो स्विगी कटलरी भेजते नहीं रहेंगे ना
मेरे घर पे sorry क्या?
जोमेटो स्विगी कटलरी भेजते नहीं होंगे
इसका मैं बिल्कुल अच्छा बाप रे
सॉरी
इतना ओहो गजब हाँ भाई हाँ ऑफ कोर्स वी केयर फॉर द एनवायरनमेंट इसीलिए आप क्या जानो कप वप किसको चाहिए हटाओ ये
अभी
कप
तो ग्रीन और ब्लू में खेलते हैं क्योंकि ब्लैक एंड ब्लू बीट होते हैं बराबर है
अरे वाह शाबाश Nikhil bhai in fine form today. Shubham's asking, is there any other team in any other sport that didn't win for so many years and eventually started winning and became undefeatable? Do check the last dance out. There's a certain team called the Chicago Bulls that had absolutely nothing to show for until a certain Michael Jordan came into their side in 1991. And you know what happened in the next 10 years. So yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. We're just waiting for our Michael Jordan. That's it. क्या है माइकल
Yeah.
जॉर्डन
क्रिस जॉर्डन से तो हुआ नहीं माइकल जॉर्डन को आना पड़ा
शायद वही
Death
सोच रहे
overs.
हैं माइकल जॉर्डन ने वहां पे जिता चलो हम क्रिस जॉर्डन को लाते हैं
Crying in death overs, yeah.
City in football says Jagmeet to my rescue. Thank you so much for bringing that as well. I know for a fact that Japanese baseball में there's apparently a side that has a curse on it. तो उसकी वजह से वो कभी नहीं जीते हैं. But they somehow managed to lift that curse off with कुछ तो था. I'm forgetting the story का exact details. But 2004 में they finally won after some 70 years or 80 years of playing. तो इसीलिए. तो
But will
बताओ
we
भाई.
live that long for RCB to win?
I don't.
70-80 years, bhai. बहुत साल.
अरे हाँ भाई of course there's Scottie Pippen there's also what's that guy's name यार the वो दांत उसके अरे क्या भूल गया मैं भाई मेहुल just bring that name ना मेडोना या किसी का तो ex boyfriend भी था ना वो very I'm sorry that I remember that bit but a very colorful guy Rodman thank you Rodman thank you चलो तो Dennis Rodman, yes.
Dennis Rodman.
Good man, Mehul. He's clearly
Good
watched.
boundary for Chamari as well.
Yeah. चलो तनुजा कन्वर अरे भाई ऐसा डालोगे तो फिर तो खत्म ही है भाई
तो था
क्या
तो
ही बोले हम.
जगह तो सही था खाली लेंथ थोड़ा ज्यादा फुल हो गया
लेंथ बहुत ही फुल था ना ओवर पिच था वो इसीलिए
yeah the
बट
next
लाइन
ball
भी
is
उस लाइन
better
पे लेकिन उस लाइन पे अगर आप लेंथ भी हाँ नहीं लाइन तो ठीक था मुझे लगा लाइन शायद ये मिडिल स्टंप पे था इसीलिए
नहीं you know the second
हाँ.
ball is perfect the second ball is exactly where you want it to be okay come ahead and defend
हाँ
which is
नाइस दैट
reverse
इन बिटवीन लेंथ एग्जैक्टली
yeah
मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा एग्जैक्टली मैं वही पॉइंट बताया था स्नेहा ना तनुजा कन्वर को समझा रही कि तू ये डाल वो डाल बहन तू कब आ रही है बॉल डालने दूसरों
वो
को
तो बैट
समझा
को
नहीं
पता
रही वही मतलब
Not the
क्या
catch
reverse
anymore.
मारेगी ना
Yeah.
ओ शॉट अरे मिसफील्ड अरे ठीक है फोर
यार
मारा
मेरा तो अभी कैच मिस हुआ जस्ट ये शॉट पे पहुंच भी गए नेक्स्ट बॉल के भाई दियो अंबानी को लगता है अंबानी वाले सब बिजी है जामनगर में इसीलिए प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है अबे यार
Misfield, gonna cost them.
that was Gardner
I don't think it's already costed them कब का अभी कुछ नहीं अभी ये सरचार्ज सेस ये वो वाला कॉस्ट है
Wait, that's straight to the fielder and she's gone. Abbe,
Oh.
yaar,
चलो.
Chamari. I don't think she realized because she just picked out the fielder. Sat down to sweep.
आमी देखो
देखो यार.
अरे shot but straight to deep square leg there Laura Wolvaardt not making a mistake चलो भाई चलो विकेट तो मिल गया तनुजा कन्वर getting her second for the day after also dismissing Kiran Navgire इंटरेस्टिंग रन्स तो ऑलरेडी बहा दिए यहाँ पे पानी की तरह, तो विकेट ही लेना बनता और कुछ है नहीं उनके पास ऑप्शन. The only way they can win this. She timed the bones of that ball, but straight to the fielder, and she picked the ball fielder also to perfection. मतलब एक शायद इंच भी नहीं हिली है लॉरा, बस वहीं पे खड़ी रही बस.
It was like
सही
almost
है.
tactfully, the fielder was kept there to, get Chamari out.
True. Vasant, meanwhile, going on to say, this left field Meg was super, but tactical thinking. We suck with strategy, pitch reading, squad selection. Often should, we suck at it often. Should she coach the Indian men's team?
बस
निखिल भाई ऐसा पढ़ रहे हैं, ऐसा खाते खाते ये क्या बोल रहा है बंदा. ऐसा लग रहा था, ऐसा आंखें फाड़ के देख रहा है कि कहना क्या चाहता है. बट इंटरेस्टिंग.
Fair.
वो खुद तो
fair
खेल
point.
रही है यार, अभी क्यों उसको कोचिंग में धकेल रहे हो. खेलने दो उसे 2-3 साल
Yeah,
और.
she'll still play franchisee cricket, although she's not playing international cricket. And yeah, that's how. अभी भी young है.
Exactly. And speaking of young, we of course have Shweta Sehrawat in the middle, my favorite, or rather my player to watch out for. So I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of her for sure. Tanuja Kanwar, चलो यार ग्रीस हारिस को कहीं से ले लो यार. श्वेता एक स्ट्रेट मार, ऐसा स्ट्रेट इसके हाथ को लग के विकेट को लग जाए बस, और ग्रेस तुम 1-2 कदम आगे चले जाओ बस. क्या रखा है ये एक आधे मैच में, छोड़ दो, बाद में जीत लो. मुंबई, दिल्ली, बड़े बड़े टीम्स को मारा यार, गुजरात जायंट्स को हरा के क्या मिलता है.
कल
ये
भी यही
लाइन
बोलेगा
आपको
तू.
शोभा नहीं देती. I don't know if anyone understood the joke, but ठीक है.
कल
कोई
भी यही
नहीं.
बोलेगा तू. ठीक.
हाँ, कल तो ऑफ कोर्स मैं पूरा रेडी करके आएगा ब्रो. इतना बोल रहा हूँ फिर भी प्रॉब्लम ये ना कि फॉर एग्जांपल a couple of people in my team think that we fake the reactions. अभी इनको कौन समझाए कि इतनी अच्छी एक्टिंग अगर आती तो मैं बैंगलोर में रहता, मैं निखिल भाई के मुंबई में होके थोड़ा एक्टिंग नहीं सीख रहा होता. इतना अच्छा एक्टिंग आता मुझे अगर. तो क्या बोले अभी इनको समझ नहीं आता. जामनगर में बिजी है पर डिविडेंड तो दिया है. हाँ पर बात तो सही है. Very interesting. And finally we get to see Sneerana. But no, that doesn't make sense. What were they holding back Sneerana for? क्या चमारी अड्डपट्टू को नहीं डालना था क्या?
Yeah, kind of a bizarre move there, no, to keep her like for so late.
या तो पहले से प्लान था 10 आवर्स ने
Ball.
ना डालेगी.
This was a good ball there. Nice pace, good length. Anything about Shriyanka's excellent fielding? I
No
don't know.
comments.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bit too short.
So
यार.
potentially you bowl out Tanuja here, right? There is no need for her to
Yeah.
go unchanged. दो varieties भी है भाई. Lefty
Exactly.
को भी
खत्म
dismiss कर
करो.
लिया.
पूरा खत्म करके देखो कि कौन हो सकता है. ओह वाओ यार, टॉप 2 रन स्कोरर्स आरसीबी से.
क्या ही करने का उसका.
कुछ नहीं करने का, बस देखे वो वाओ.
अच्छा.
रखा नहीं है. ऑरेंज कैप, पर्पल कैप, दिल, किडनी, लिवर, स्टोन, सब कुछ जीत चुके हैं भाई, सब कुछ. ये सब नहीं चाहिए अभी. बस ट्रॉफी. ओए गुड बॉल यार.
Yeah.
स्नीराना स्टार्टेड वेल. वो बीच का एक शॉर्ट बॉल छोड़ देते तो शी इज एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड.
It's just weird why she isn't used with lovely ball यार.
Nice. This is really nice. Akshay, we'd like to hear your views. यार टट्टी फील्डिंग थी, सीधा साधा कैच था. वो सच्ची बोलो तो मैच ही गिरा दिया वहीं पे, मैच ही छोड़ दिया, खत्म बात. व्यूज मिल गए आपको वसंत भाई. But man, again, this makes you wonder, right? Like, if a side is going to be this, I mean, how do I, like, what's the right word? How do you describe Gujarat Giants? Like, if they're going to be such pushovers, no, nothing. फिर क्या है, मतलब क्या है? Like someone had mentioned in the comments earlier, are they here just to give 2 points to other teams?
No, Akshay,
At this
they'll have a redemption arc in the Delhi, like, है ना? They'll go in with optimism, make most of the conditions. हो जाएगा, देख लो.
Neha is spending too much time with Akshay in the same screen, which is where the optimism is rubbing off in the wrong way.
But बताइए
See,
बताइए निखिल.
it could potentially happen. Not going to rule it out. Just not even for the sake of it. They have the players. It's just about one of them batting deep or one of them putting out that impactful knock like how say in the previous game or how Sophie did today. They just need that to happen. One person to just lift the side and that first win to come in and then they can probably try and rally around with that option. Now they've let go of Tanuja Kanwar. They brought back Meghna Singh.
क्या
So
बोल रहे
let's
हो
see how
सच्ची
that
में?
works out. हाँ झूठ बोल के मेरे को क्या मिलेगा भाई जो दिख रहा है मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
Very
यार,
shocking move, yeah. It's like
but
they want to throw away the match or something.
So they are trying to possibly get people back in the game, but I don't know if that's the only way to do that. Let's see how it goes out.
I think it also brings in our point, na, ki if they have like a set strategy, like plan A, matlab we're going to execute it to the T and, not just deviate from that. So maybe, getting in Meghna at this stage was a part of that plan.
Yeah,
Why are they not
potentially.
deviating from it though?
no, but again, Nikhil bhai, to be honest, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think they have the players as well. यार batting अच्छा है. ठीक है, agreed कि Beth Phoebe can single-handedly win them a game or two here or there. But यार वो bowling के साथ क्या करोगे? I understand trying to, back your domestic players, giving them a chance and all of that. But clearly, इस level पे Meghna Singh हो, I won't take Mannat Kashyap, but Harleen Deol, Meghna Singh, Veda Krishnamurthy, these are the kind of domestic names you want to go ahead with. क्या बोले अभी?
So see, as you said, how I would go about it is potentially say आपके पास अभी पेसर तो तहु है, but then you can't play her because you want batting. So that is the one seam option that's gone. But then if that is the case, I would probably open my bowling with say Gardner and Tanuja Kanwar. Try and get the earliest breakthrough, then get Sneerana on. In that way, at least, and then you have Catherine Bryce as well. She can also move the ball decently enough, and she's gotten you a wicket as well early. So I think when you don't have the resources or the resources that you think that you want, there is also a way to try and plug that gap. But for that, you'll really have to be a thoda in Ben Stokes का language थोड़ा आपको baseball करना पड़ेगा. You'll have to really let go and see she's got a wicket. Out.
Meghna Singh?
Yeah, bold. Shweta Sherawat.
Wow, did
अरे
not
So
see
the
that
plan worked.
coming.
So the plan worked for them. They'll be happy. So
अरे
that is what
क्या
it
मेरे
is.
लिए तो अभी उसने कवर ड्राइव मारा, मैं कितना पीछे
It's a
हूँ भाई.
very good
हाँ
Yorker.
Clean bowled Akshay, yeah.
yeah
A good Yorker. Shweta gave herself too much room. Go.
yeah. Silly batting, this very 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 silly batting, unnecessary also one might say.
But
Good
Nikhil, are you
Yorker.
But then
getting jitters now? Matlab the way UP is losing wickets, डर लग रहा है क्या? The way
मैंने
it's
तो पहले ही
proceeding.
बोला 15.3 53 बच चाहिए और 5 ओवर है अप्रोक्सीमेटली 30 balls में either they will make this or they will lose. I was very happy and content with that already.
No, but I'll also add one thing. Grace Harris अगर out होती है तो UP lose. बस. Nothing else. No in between, nothing else. I don't think they
भाई
can. I know there's Poonam
ग्रेस
Khemna.
हैरिस अगर 10 रन के पहले बचा है तभी भी आउट होती है तब भी तो ये बोल सकता है
I
कि
mean in
ग्रेस
the next 2-3 overs. ऐसा नहीं कि 153 चेज करे 152 पे आउट हो गई तो फिर
दीप्ति
आ
was coming
गई.
good
Again,
time.
Deepthi at number 6.
I don't mind this. I
Given
don't
the
mind this.
situation, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Agreed. अगेन जहां पे स्कोर बोर्ड प्रेशर नहीं है ना, रन रेट प्रेशर नहीं है, वहां पे दीप्ति को भेज सकते हो इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ फॉर्मेट, इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एनीथिंग. तो बट इवन देन एक्चुअली फील टू बी ऑनेस्ट पूनम को भी भेज सकते थे यार, उसको थोड़ा और बैटिंग दे दो ना. बट दे
Yeah.
थिंक कि यार हाँ मतलब
भाई हर
दीप्ति
टीम
को
के पास एक प्लेयर ऐसा है हम यूज ही नहीं करेगा. सिमरन सिंह बहादुर, अमनजोत, पूनम खेमनाथ यूज ही नहीं करना है.
Saima. Yeah.
साइमा ठाकुर यूज ही नहीं करना है. टच नहीं
टच
करने
नहीं
का.
करने का बस.
एग्जैक्ट से टच नहीं करने का इनका.
बट
क्या
यार
पॉइंट है समझा नहीं मेरे को यार.
एक मेरे को लेकिन आप दोनों से भी समझना है. नो नेहा को मैंने बोला भी है, सिमरन दिल बहादुर टू बी ऑनेस्ट उसका बॉलिंग जितना मैंने थोड़ा बहुत देखा है, मेरे को नहीं लगता इस लेवल पे उसका बॉलिंग है. वो मतलब थोड़ा अमनजोत कौर टाइप का है जो मतलब नहीं, हमने देखा इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज में भी ऑलराउंडर है टेक्निकली, या बट at this level I don't think she should be bowling. She's more like
But the only way she'll get better is by playing and bowling. She can't get better by just standing there and watching others do
But
stuff.
यार उस हिसाब से शिवम दुबे को भी फिर हर मैच में बॉल डालना चाहिए फिर.
शिवम दुबे एक हुआ तो डालना चाहिए.
क्योंकि वो चेपॉक है, कंडीशंस अच्छा है, बट
Exactly. अरे पर तुम
चिन्नास्वामी ने
सिमरन को
ball नहीं खेला
बिल्ड
था।
तो करो, तुम आइडेंटिफाई तो करो कि वो सी द
What are the
पॉइंट हियर इज
weaknesses?
दे आर वेरी यंग, अनलेस यू फाइंड द वीकनेस
Maybe.
you have to see them fail for them to succeed at. तुम सोचोगे कि immediately आके succeed कर जाए तो, and for all the banter she's bowled a wicket maiden.
Good for
This
her.
is
Good on
great.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy to wipe the egg off my face, and thank you so much for that, Meghna Singh. Like, well done, very well done, genuinely. But again, haven't seen a bowl at this level, so I will once again, like, talking about Simran Dil Bahadur, but जितना दिखा था पहले, मेरे को वही लगा था. But again, the case might be different here, and yeah, let's hope she gets to bowl and she gets to prove us all wrong. That's for sure. Let's take, of course, such a comment. Jyotish ji didn't specify title or hearts, just said RCB will win and took 2,500.
2,500. Bye.
मस्त जोक मारा क्या क्या सचिन कहाँ से हो वैसे मतलब आर यू फ्रॉम बैंगलोर आरसीबी को सपोर्ट तो कर रहे हो तो okay that's not actually a metric
Matlab, imagine going to a Jyotish and like talking about anything but like just RCB, right? Like
no, you can
fortunes,
ask
RCB
about your
fans.
life, you can ask about your career, about paisa, but RCB जीतेगी क्या this was I actually read this tweet online कि you know दूसरे लोग अपने बच्चों को you know will अलग चीजें सिखा रहे होंगे कि ये वो आरसीबी फैंस के बच्चे सिर्फ यही सीख रहे हैं कि आरसीबी अरे कैसे you think that's a close call? I don't think I saw it completely.
It might be very close. Are they going for the review?
I don't know.
Beth
Rana
Mooney
seems-
feels it might be a little up.
because Rana seems very confident there.
Oh, they're not going for the review.
Yeah, they're not going for it. I would actually like to see the Hawkeye there, यार कि क्या हुआ वहां पे.
I think she probably felt it's high.
Yeah, could
Beth
be the
Mooney
case.
suggested, yeah.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, 4.
अरे यार Phoebe. ग्रेस को ही आउट करना पड़ेगा 30th ओवर से पहले ग्रेस आउट नहीं हुई तो मैच खत्म.
But then, do you give Meghna another one or do you go to Tanuja? Or do you go to Gardner?
Tanuja, I would go to Tanuja to be honest. Like
Can
I'd
be the
pushing
wicket taking
my luck.
option.
Yeah, I'd be pushing my luck too far if I went back to Meghna because Grace can very easily get into her and get a couple of sixes or something and you know completely take the game away from them. जीता हुआ मैच हारना कोई इनसे सीखे.
किन से? अभी तक हारे
I'm
नहीं है सर.
guessing
रुक
he's
जाइए.
assuming कि Warriors is losing because दीप्ति शर्मा आई.
नहीं.
यार ऐसे
इतना
दिखा के क्या फायदा हॉकाई तो दिखा दो.
बिल्ड हो रहा है सर. बिल्डिंग वेट.
एडिटर काम कर रहा है. He's working overtime.
She's bowling too quick to build this.
जी भाई. वो आप लोगों ने देखा क्या ट्विटर पे वो the Hawkeye वाला that spoof video where what's actually happening in the Hawkeye truck where he edits the video ये होता है Michael Vaughan responded to it. नहीं देखा क्या?
नहीं. Please share the link. We'll definitely watch it.
अरे मैं ढूंढ के बताता है. It's too funny. Basically Michael Vaughan has gone on to insinuate कि you know truck में क्या हो रहा है नहीं पता ना if they're manually editing the graphic and all of that. So someone sort of you know visual demonstration of how this is happening. So there's someone headphone पहन के ऐसा CID प्रद्युमन की तरह बैठ के ये टक 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 वो लाइन मूव कर रहा है स्टंप मूव कर रहा है परफेक्ट एंटर और वहां पे बिग स्क्रीन पे दिखा रहा है. It's too good.
You know, it tells you so much. They can use the क्या बोलते हैं उसको field of play and people can't in terms of
No, but
I don't
it's
know
so
if it is sad or ironic, but yeah,
no, it's both.
it is Tanuja. So well done.
Thank God,
Well
yeah.
done, Bet.
Thank God. Should have been Tanuja. हाँ, finally Hawkeye आ गया. हाइट हो सकता है और ये बहुत हाइट है.
Oh, under edge और 2 रन.
Yeah.
शाबाश दीप्ति. Off the mark. नहीं मतलब
ऑफ द मार्क क्या सिंगल पे तो ऑलरेडी है.
2 रन. हाँ, मुझे लगा कि अभी हुई. सॉरी. पिछला
Oh,
सिंगल मिस कर गया मैं.
ओ अरे यार तो ऐसे मारोगी तो फिर तो
पर
यार
ये भी मेरे को एक पूछना था. तू बहुत नया न्यू it almost feels like the first instinct is to go mid wicket. Shouldn't Dipti just? I mean, we've seen her bat for so long now. Wouldn't be like a giveaway कि भाई it's easier to plan versus her then. एक बार खाली I wanted to use a reverse sweep early कि भाई डर जाए पब्लिक कि भाई अरे इसने रिवर्स स्वीप मार लिया खत्म अभी क्या डालेंगे इसको क्योंकि जस्ट इमेजिन वन टाइम यू आर बोलिंग वाइड 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 एंड शी गोज रिवर्स स्वीप एंड देन ओ डूड अभी क्या प्लान तो आई थिंक थोड़ा वहां पे यू प्रॉब्ली एक्सपेक्ट हर टू जस्ट फाइंड अ बिट मोर वेज टू जस्ट पुट प्रेशर बैक अभी ऐसा लगता है इट्स थोड़ा प्रेडिक्टेबल
Neha, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean that is actually a fair point because Deepika after a point gets very predictable, right? With the same kind of shots she plays, and even with Harman, मेरा यही problem है. You know that sweep is coming anytime soon. So अगर कुछ variation होता तो it would definitely ah
Beth did
keep the
premeditate
batters.
kaise bhi karke. These are the kind of, like 1/10 chances that you want to just hold on to kaise bhi karke. Ah, ah, no, आसपास भी नहीं थी, but well played, very well played. But completely agree there. Neha, you wanted to add more to that?
नहीं.
Even last game, because I was at the stadium, I could very clearly see ball is well outside the off stump, almost close to the tram line. Ooh. Oh, fielding, good fielding. And Deepti is attempting a sweep. और एक दो बार तो beat भी हुई. Despite that, she continued to attempt the sweep. Just not sure. Why does she keep going back to it? And fair point that उसने एक बार कम से कम covered कुछ भी मार दिया ना ऐसा reverse sweep हो कुछ भी if she finds a different way just once. That's all they need to put that fear to instill that fear कि boss ये shot मैं मार सकती हूँ. मार नहीं रही वो अलग बात है. Then they'll also be a bit more careful.
Yeah, so I think the point I was trying to make it's a follow up point के sometimes when we wonder कि भाई what do they need to play the reverse sweep? They are so good in terms of what they do. But the point is, if opposition has found a way to stop you, if you can find it to be able to execute it once, just once, even that once will ensure that they are then playing the percentages. Ki bhai, then I need to cover for this. Ki bhai, what if she does this and I give away a couple of boundaries? So that also having that thought कि she could go this way plays a part in terms of your field settings also.
Once again, goes down on one knee, but it's Yorker length, so she can't really do anything there. Not sure. Grace to get out to make this interesting. भाई, this is the last over. इसके बाद तो कुछ भी फायदा नहीं. ये ओवर में अगर ग्रेस गई तो ठीक, नहीं तो इसके बाद कुछ नहीं है भाई.
दीप्ति के से मेरा 15.3 भी नहीं होएगा अभी 16.3 हो जाएगा या 17.3 होएगा.
And net run rate is out of question.
हाँ, completely gone. It was always gone when he got out, I felt.
ग्रेस आउट होते ही थ्रिलर मैच बन जाएगा 100% यार. Oh, it's Ashley Gardner. Let's hope she gets one of those Yorkers bang on यार. एक 6 का लग रहा है. ग्रेस तो भाई किल ही करेगी.
यही ऑफर भी चलो 3 या 4 छक्के मस्त शॉट गेम का गैप डन.
अरे छी ओवर पिच्ड बॉल अगेन. इट्स नॉट दैट लाइन, लेकिन फिर भी ऑफ स्टंप के काफी बार था. बट बॉलिंग टू ग्रेस हैरिस यार, मतलब क्या ही बोले. ऐसा एकदम इतना बड़ा उसका स्ट्राइड है, ऊपर से इतना पावर है.
4 नहीं यार, गुड फील्डिंग 2 रन, गुड थ्रो आल्सो. एक ही रन लिया, शाबाश. आई थिंक इट वाज वुलवार्ट. नहीं, कौन है? लिचफील्ड. ओके, टॉप थ्रो यार, टॉप थ्रो.
और शॉट और लिचफील्ड.
Yeah.
Sanat Prabhu. Producer साहब, do share the link if you don't mind private chat में so that Nikhil bhai and Neha can also check it out. बहुत ही ज़्यादा funny video है. Do check it out and do send it across. But यार छक्का खा लिया. अभी देखते हैं दीप्ति शर्मा क्या करती है once again. You think Deepti's wicket will hurt them in any way or they'd be fine with it?
They won't mind, but as long as she gets out trying to attack, I think they'll prefer that over her trying to get. Oh, अच्छा बच गया. 4 नहीं, single. I thought that was gone, but ठीक है, बच गया.
दिखाओ भाई, बॉल दिखाओ अपने को भी. छक्कों की भौचार दिखा रहे. Oh, this is a how. Oh,
It
उन्होंने
felt
अपना
close to
लॉक
me.
काफी स्ट्रेट रखा है
Yeah,
यार.
very smart. That is good also.
Yeah,
They cover the angles better.
true. Grace Harris meanwhile orange cap लेती हुई
Is that a
nicely
boundary?
done.
Is that a boundary? It is. It is. Hook maro. Yes, shabash, Dipti. Shabash. Shot is thoda wide. Dipti nicely just guides it to just to
Shot
beat
is
the running
थोड़ा
shot
वाइड
only.
वहीं पे. अरे यार
Wide
ये
नहीं है
वाइड
मतलब
नहीं
उसने
था
मारा.
यार, उस पे ही था, ये एकदम स्टंप
हाँ
पे मारा. अच्छा शॉट है.
वाइड मतलब उसने बहुत जस्ट इतना वाइड मारा के शॉर्ट थर्ड
हाँ
मैन
हाँ
भी बीट हो गया.
बट मस्त शॉट यार, बहुत ही
Yeah.
मस्त शॉट है.
This is Dipti
Yeah.
special. मतलब this is you see this often from her. Late dabs. पिछले गेम में भी मारा था I think एक. That was probably of the pacer. चलो मेरे पास अभी स्वीप आएगा. नहीं वापस लेट कट मारा. Is that also a 4? No. Looks like a double. नहीं it is a 4. Well tried but it's a 4.
चलो फिर तो मैच खत्म. अभी यहाँ से तो
Yeah,
यार
UP is running away with it. Yeah.
चला 14.
बैड बॉल, दिस वाज टू शॉर्ट, और यहाँ से हारने के लिए यूपी वॉरियर्स विल हैव टू पुल ऑफ एन आरसीबी एंड दैट ओनली आरसीबी कैन डू. सो या लेट इट बी. इसीलिए फायदा नहीं है.
चलेगा. We'll take the compliment. No problem.
कॉम्प्लीमेंट ओके इफ यू से सो.
क्योंकि तू बोल सकता यूपी could have done a UP given how they batted in that over versus Asha. I don't think I've seen
They
a
learned
worse
it from
over.
how we played Rajadi in the same game. So again,
You
pioneers
see,
हमने.
I still don't think that is comparable. While batting first to be losing wickets, it's one thing. But at that point of time, especially from Kiran's POV, first ball she's attempted a reverse. She's gotten away with that wicket LBW जो दिया था. You've seen 3 wickets fall, very very big wickets, and then that last ball you're just coming out, ball है भी नहीं वहाँ पे, and it is Meghna for the last over, and a good fielding effort, but it's deflected on for a boundary. 48 for Grace Harris.
Ooh.
अरे 15.3 से पहले ही खत्म कर सकते हैं यार ये.
कैसे नहीं होगा ना यार अभी.
क्या नहीं होगा? 9 बॉल में 22, अभी 8 बॉल में 18. किसी
ज्यादा
और
बॉल
ने
खेलेगी
खत्म
तो नहीं
किया
होगा.
था अगर ग्रेस हैरिस का बस आई मीन अगर ग्रेस हैरिस का मूड है तो
He
किसी और
bats
ने
more
खत्म
than
कर
yeah.
दिया.
Oh, that we don't know, right? Because he will bat longer down. But ठीक है.
Yep.
Let's see. Last over for Meghna. Who they have Tanuja as well. Brace price का भी over है, but ठीक है. Is there a boundary? नहीं है. That's a good half stop. 1 रन मिलेगा. अभी नहीं बनता यार. Unless Deepti scoops Meghna. I don't know. I don't think she'll look to scoop Meghna. ठीक है.
Short boundary. Well, मतलब
So 3 games versus Gujarat. 3 games versus Gujarat. She's got a 50 plus score in every
Yeah.
2 of them. This could be the third one.
Yeah. यार
बढ़िया.
गुजरात जायंट्स मैन जस्ट हर मैच में सिर्फ सवाल पे सवाल उठ रहे हैं, एक भी जवाब नहीं मिल रहा.
And they'll again go to the
wow,
auction.
lovely.
Oh.
Lovely. This
क्या
was the
मारा?
shot. Thank you.
Okay.
Dab. Off the pacer. Wide enough. Just use the angle. Nice. Strike rate देखो भाई किधर गए लोग. Strike rate देखो. Strike rate.
देखा 130s में अभी. बट एक बात बताओ, दीप्ति का तो मतलब सही है ना, उसको एक शॉट मिल गया तो वो वही खेलती रहेगी. लास्ट ओवर में मिल गया लेट, 3 बार खेल चुकी है अभी लास्ट 8 बॉल में. Oh man, crazy.
Look at that. That gif of the Gujarat Giants mascot is too cute.
Yeah.
Just falling
Too
down.
sad.
Yeah.
Too cute because you're not a Gujarat Giants
Obviously.
fan. Arre yaar, too sad man. It's too sad. But again makes you think, right? Same question last time. I don't know आपको पूछा था कि नहीं, but someone had asked in the comments once कि makes you wonder, right? Like sides that don't have an IPL team, so basically existing owners, do you think they should have ideally gotten all the 5 teams?
I think first जब BCCI ने tender दिया था तो it was for all of the men's teams to have like the equivalent women's team, right? Most of them I don't think opted for it.
No, right for refusal नहीं दिया ना उन्होंने. Right for first refusal नहीं दिया था.
You're telling like how Cricket Australia did, right?
they thought first वो करेंगे, but then they were like नहीं नहीं हम लोग open auction करते हैं, ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा, so they let it be. वो दिया नहीं तो 100% सारे IPL teams ले लेते ना, अगर वो वाला सीन होता. But निखिल भाई,
And
what do
that's
you think?
just
50
to
by the way.
was good 50 for Grace Harris. 3
Yep.
games, and now she's
Coops
looking
it
to
just
prove me right.
past diving short fine there.
Yeah, 15.3 should be possible now. मतलब that would
भाई
just
वो
cap off
ना
a very good day. 7 रन चाहिए, 6 रन चाहिए 3 बॉल में.
वो शॉट सिंगल, ओ गुड स्ट्राइक में होंगी. 7 रन 2 बॉल 3 बॉल.
Meghna's line and length, though. My God.
क्या ही बोले.
6 लेंगे.
Did they run 2 here? Yeah, they ran 2.
हाँ, they
They
ran
ran
2.
two.
वाह.
तो फिर यार 3 बॉल में 6 दीप्ति नहीं मारेगी यार. दीप्ति सिंगल लेके दे दो.
सिंगल लेगी ना, दीप्ति थोड़ी ना मारने जाएगी, सिंगल लेगी 2 बॉल में 5. But निखिल भाई, what do you think? Where do you stand on that?
नहीं, ideally, yeah, you would have wanted that to happen. Would have helped in a lot more aspects कि भाई आपका brand building भी हो जाता है. You will get people to come through as well in terms of audience and all of that. But I think I was happy when they had, because I felt it is something new to see. And it's only when you see is when you'll realize that, okay, how much the gulf could have been. So now we are in a better position to say, because we've seen it happen. And sorry, but that is at first dot ball. ये 15.3 नहीं होगा, sorry. So, and yeah, I think the KKR were unlucky to not win a bid. It was the same set of people, right, who had bid for KKR.
हाँ, तो KKR के लिए शाहरुख and all bid, they bid
Yeah.
600 odd crores, close to 700 crores, which was just like
Yeah.
like 5% lower than the highest bid. Again, unlucky 100%. But मिल जाना चाहिए था. Like I strongly feel, if anything, I feel even now, अभी भी मतलब
Maybe the
समय
next,
है, मतलब
the expansion could be like that. Who knows?
वो of course, but my point is ये जो 2 teams है ना, ये भी ownership change करा दो, not the squad, because they really there seems to be a clear gulf. UP Warriors तो फिर भी ठीक है, but Gujarat Giants there seems to be a very big gap. Tactically नहीं, I'm talking about terms of
Sorry, 15.3 पे tie हो गया है. एक रन और
चलो
चाहिए,
कोई
15.4, but ठीक है, well tried.
Thank you so much, Dhruv. Yeah, thank you so much for doing our job
Yeah,
for us.
please.
Please make sure you're doing this. Of course, हम
ये
ज्यादा बोलते
game
नहीं
देखा
because
हमने.
हमें पता है. हाँ,
और ये गेम हम आपके
exactly.
साथ लेके आ रहे हैं, साथ में बैठे, तो you also deserve it
See,
and we also deserve it.
exactly. Please do that. And we'll definitely try for this, Dhruv. He says we want Akshay, Nikhil, Avnish, Shomi, and Neha, all of them in a watch along. That'll be a lot more fun. Of course, matlab, the more the merrier. We would all love to have a full packed panel, all 5 of us together. We'll try and see how that's possible, though, because thoda logistics ka sab dekhna padega. And there it is, the victory
Shabash.
for UP Warriors. 15.4 overs. Definitely another solid net run rate boost for them here. They go on top of the table, of course, having reached the halfway mark in terms of games played. Tomorrow, RCB face Mumbai. So if RCB go on to beat Mumbai, it'll be great, bro. Matlab, halfway stage mein Mumbai not being in the top 3. Who would have thunk? Who would have thought, of course. Ye intentional tha, don't worry, intentional tha. But
No
guys,
problem.
please be like Dhruv. Please make sure hit the like button if you haven't already. Gujarat Giants is a team owned by the Adani Group. They have a Kabaddi team with the same name. They're looking to expand in other leagues. Yeah, they own the Gulf Giants in IL T20 as well. Yeah, पता है शुभम. और सारी टीम्स खराब है. Gulf Giants ने पहला सीजन जीता था, सेकंड सीजन ठीक था. बट गुजरात जायंट्स को कबड्डी में भी कुछ नहीं किया. वो एक बार फाइनल्स आई थी जहां दे लॉस अगेंस्ट बैंगलोर बुल्स. So, but agree. But Adani's sports foray hasn't been the greatest so far. पंजाब किंग्स का भी लगे हाथों करवा लो अक्षय ओनर चेंज. मेरे हाथ में होता तो भाई
जगमीत भाई दीप्ति शर्मा नॉट आउट एंड यूपी वन. थैंक्स.
क्यों, मतलब जगमीत भाई ने कुछ बोला था क्या?
क्यों में बोला था ना, जगमीत भाई थे कि कोई और था.
अच्छा मैच, हाँ अच्छा, हाँ जीता हुआ मैच हार गए. हाँ
तो फिर
जगमीत भाई, हाँ
मतलब
भाई निखिल भाई के फेवरेट खिलाड़ी ने जिता दिया मैच यूपी को. Last match also, this match Harris scored the winning runs, but again it was Harris and Deepthi in the last game as well for them, by the way. But
crucial players are again entry point, right? Helps UP again for everybody. I think now you don't want to see injuries, but possibly Vrinda's injury could potentially be a point where
Blessing
the
in
season could
disguise.
change.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a season that could change for UP. So far so good. Bowling first, no problem. Well job done. But the challenge will be when you bat first. So take it as it
And also
comes.
one more thing, yaar, sorry, but I feel UP Warriors, Grace Harris is basically doing what Russell did for KKR, 3-4 years. मतलब single-handedly match jita rahi hai, yaar. I just
She's
hope at the worst, मतलब she's in great form, which was great, but I just hope it doesn't hurt them at the most important point.
no,
That's it.
it won't because you know the dependency is always there. तो see, ऐसा नहीं है कि केकेआर के पास जैसा था कि you had more people, but these two are carrying it. यहाँ पे और कोई है ही नहीं, so they only have to carry it. So that is what is being done, and they've only added Chamari Atapattu to that list today, and I'm sure we'll see at least one very good. I wanted to say century, but for now I'll settle with a half century. Okay, first WPL turn could come from Chamari, so let's see.
अरे
That would be
उनका नेक्स्ट मैच
amazing.
उनका नेक्स्ट मैच हमारे साथ है भाई. It's a
तभी तो बोला.
cricket.com derby on Monday, of course. RCB take on the UP Warriors once again at the Chinnaswamy once again. So Grace Harris बैंगलोर का हो गया यार. अभी 350 मार दिया. अभी बस अभी दिल्ली के लिए थोड़ा बचा के रखो. इतना नहीं चाहिए. जिंगर स्टैकर फिर जो भी आपके दूसरे बर्गर्स है वो सब दिल्ली में भी मिलेंगे. आराम से दिल्ली में खाओ. अभी हो गया यार. अभी थोड़ा रहने दो प्लीज. अभी इतना मार नहीं देख सकते. So, but yeah, it'll be very interesting. It'll make. Let's hope we are in for yet another high-scoring encounter there as well. Let's take a few comments also in the meantime. Dhruv by saying, "Do you agree RCB's YouTube channel is more perfect than others because they upload post-match previews and reviews?" I love that. Content में तो I don't think. I'm pretty sure Nikhil भाई भी मानेंगे कि content की बात जब होती है तो RCB is there. But उसका क्या करें वो अलग बात है. बस उसका क्या अचार डाले कि क्या ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर सकते ना. Content wise, sure, they might be doing really well. MI will plan for RCB S Meghnad to stay not out for 20 overs. MI will win. You wish, but I still will say MI's bowling attack without Shabnam Ismail will be very, 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 matlab will be lacking a lot. So Shabnam Ismail most likely won't play tomorrow as well, apparently. So given that, it's going to be even more difficult. Harman is expected to come back tomorrow, but Shabman will sort of take a bit more time. That's what Charlotte Edwards had to say in the post-match press conference after the loss against UP Warriors. So given that, I'm really not sure how can they strengthen their side, because they clearly don't seem to trust their Indian options. And till that doesn't happen, it's going to be very difficult for me to see them sort of come good with their bowling. So yeah, let's see. Yep, that is true.
Rameshwaram.
Yeah. Apparently there was a blast. Sounds a bit extreme, but yeah, there was a mild explosion. From what I understand, no one was hurt or anything. Nothing. So thankfully, nothing's happened there. But let's hope such human errors are taken care of. Petition to get Akshay to publish Grace's interview. Come on, guys and girls. भाई इंटरव्यू Grace's interview तो तूने किया है भाई. आकाश क्या बोल रहा है? मैंने श्वेता का इंटरव्यू लिया है, जो when the time is right, when Shweta will do well, which he will soon, I will write it, I will publish it, don't worry. Grace का फिर से लिखूं क्या मैं अलग से? आप ही ने तो इंटरव्यू लिया है. Dhruv also saying, कल I think Nikhil bhai is supporting Mumbai as he's wearing a blue t-shirt.
इतना आगे मत सोचो भाई, अपने पास जर्सी आरसीबी का ही है.
बता, बस यही सुनना था. अरे हाँ, we did a very fun segment with Grace Harris that will go out today. That's definitely going out today. We've already told our producer Saab as well. Shaunak, I know you've already been sort of updated on that. Just let's make sure the reel goes out as soon as the watch along ends. 100% great content. Grace Harris is someone who's very comfortable in front of the camera and very funny off camera as well. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears out. We'll definitely be putting that reel out as well. Great content. Thanks for reminding it once again. But producer Saab already knows that we are definitely bringing it out today. Get Meghna out for the golden duck and RCB. यार अभी कुछ ज्यादा ही मेघना बैशिंग हो रहा है. मतलब ठीक है, माना कि टेक्निक में हमने बात किया था ऐसे ही, मतलब बट 120 रन मारा है, तो इसीलिए don't worry. She'll come good. We'll continue to support her and she'll do well. Let's hope she wears the India jersey as well soon. Dhruv Mitra says bye. We'll meet tomorrow. Hats off, guys. Thank you so much, Dhruv. 7:30 p.m. sharp tomorrow again, guys. Don't forget, It'll be great. It's RCB taking on Mumbai. It'll be me, Neha, and Shomi. You know you're in for a world of pain when it's an RCB game and you see three ardent RCB fans trying to react to it. Let's just hope. Let's just hope it's not a repeat of what we saw yesterday. Fingers crossed. Will Perry be back? From what I understand, she should be available for the game tomorrow. For selection tomorrow, that is. It was an illness and not an injury or anything. So hopefully she would have recovered by then. Nadine de Klerk did not have the worst of debuts, to be honest, barring that last over where she gave away 19 runs. She took 2 wickets, including a brilliant Yorker to get rid of Alice Capsey. So yeah, fingers crossed that she will be. At least Perry is available. If not, Nadine's done a good job. But Nikhil bhai, again, in terms of the game and what we saw today, let's start with, of course, Grace Harris, given how she batted once again. Again, we've gotten used to this now, almost immune. Grace Harris आई है तो 150 तो मार के ही जाएगी. Walk us through that innings, man. Just look at the strike rate, look at those boundaries, look at the score. Just phenomenal, right? The consistency with which she's able to do something like this.
Yeah, and again, as you rightly touched upon, it's about expectations, but also playing the situation very well. I think when she came in, you kind of had a slight doubt that, okay, what if she gets out now? But she hardly gave them any chance. And again, you can say helped by the bowling and all of that, but you have to still put them away and put a lot of pressure on them. And that reflects in that strike rate as well of 181. And this is what you come to expect of her. And if she can become consistent, then nothing like it. So I think just another day in the office for her. As you said, you would not want to depend always on them, but when they are that good, you want them to keep scoring and you want their risks also to keep coming good. So I think today she just played the situation very, very well, whether it is Meghna or Mannat Kashyap or even Tanuja, and that scoop just to top it all. So I think as good a day as UP could have gotten. Sophie with the 3-4 and Harris with a very handy 50. Third in a row against Gujarat. Can't ask for more. Almost as good as it can get.
As good as it can get, says Mumbai. Not Mumbai, sorry, Nikhil bhai about UP Warriors fans. यार sorry, मेरा पूरा दिमाग हिला हुआ है ये सब comments देखता हूँ. I saw like ठीक है. But yeah, it's as good as it can get is what Nikhil bhai had to say about UP Warriors performance. Clearly, the same cannot be said, of course, about how the Gujarat Giants went about their business. But yeah, there was a silver lining. There was sort of some saving grace in terms of Tanuja Kanwar and how she bowled today. Neha, happy again with that performance because she's been really good in the tournament so far.
Exactly, and I think she was one of the dark horses coming into this tournament. So I'm really happy seeing her, maximize and make the most of all the opportunities she's got. Domestic, maybe she was playing really well and being able to carry it here and actually, be at the forefront of Gujarat. Who's kind of just going through it in this tournament is, I think, definitely a welcome sign and a big positive that they would take. Even today, the kind of wickets she got and the ability to restrict the run flow, I think really might have infused some panic in that UP ka, run chase as well. So credits and hats off to her for, bowling such a brilliant spell with, little to no support from the other end. And as I think we've discussed, Gujarat definitely has more questions than answers, from each of their encounters. And I know we all support a good underdog story, but I hope, they can figure their stuff out and come out stronger because the tournament is still left. If not for, winning more matches, at least, putting up more commendable performances and really pushing the opposition to the edge, I think will be the aim.
100%. And again, we can only be optimistic about how the Gujarat Giants, do in the rest of the tournament. They still have 5 games left. It's not completely, sort of helter-skelter, so to say, in terms of the panic stations and all of that. So it's still in their control. If they still, it's not like they have to wait for other teams to do well and stuff like that. So let's hope again. Beth Mooney is a class player. Make no mistake. We can only hope that she's able to, do something more than just what she's done so far, because you know that best player in the WPL, highest run scorer for Australia in the last 15 months or so. Given all of this, she will come good. Let's just wait. Let's hope. Patience, of course, is a virtue. So it's really going to be hard, man. And unfortunately, it is sort of a repeat of what we saw last year, and that's what sort of makes it even more disappointing. But yeah, let's hope Mithali Raj can, get her team together and all of that. But again, once again, to summarize what we saw today, first innings, Phoebe, Ash, to some extent, Laura as well, got decent starts. None of them converted it into anything meaningful. led Gujarat Giants to 142 for 5. Slightly subpar total is what we felt, during the mid-innings break. UP Warriors in return, of course. Elisa Healy came back to form with very, very, very good shots, to be honest. Last time also, she sort of ended her innings with a 33, but it seemed a lot more scratchy. Not to be the case this time. Looked a lot more fluent, looked a lot more at ease against spin and pace. Her feet movement was solid. The shot selection was really on point. So let's hope she's also due a solid knock for the UP Warriors this time around. So that's also sort of, not too far away now based on how she played today. Grace Harris, of course, coming up with yet another Grace Harris performance. 60 not out of 33 balls. And yeah, pretty much chasing that subpar total down with over 24 balls to spare, with 26 balls to spare to be precise. Tanuja Kanwar was the pick of the bowlers for Gujarat Giants, 2 for 23. Fantastic performance from her, going on to sort of replicate what she did in the previous 2 games as well. That's definitely something to look forward to. And given that she also adds value with the bat, you never know, she could probably be in the reckoning for a Team India spot as well. Given that we will be going to Bangladesh and all of that, we're definitely touring Bangladesh next month. It'll be interesting to see the kind of names they pick, for that series. Will they try some new names out based on what they saw in the WPL? Saika Ishaq hasn't been in the greatest of form. Kanika Ahuja is injured. Shriyanka Patil hasn't been in the greatest of form. So what are the new names that come in? Always sort of, excited about seeing new names, donning the Team India jersey. So lots to look forward to for them. It's not just the WPL, of course. Talking about the points table, of course, something I mentioned before the game began. There you go. A sight I did want to see. A top 3 without MI. Sorry, it sounds very sadistic, but yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. DC right now comfortably on top with 4 points, of course. So is RCB, in second position, and UP Warriors in third, thanks to that healthy net run rate. MI right now, again, with 4 points, but a negative net run rate, something that they would want to correct quickly. Let's hope that doesn't happen tomorrow, of course. Gujarat Giants yet to sort of eke out a win. So the other 4 teams have 4 points, while the last team has 0 wins. Not sure what to make of it. On the one hand, 4 teams equally strong on the same on the same number of points, so they would want to fight it out. And then you have Gujarat Giants that's struggling to eke out a win. Fingers crossed, something will happen something, and they are able to right the wrongs. Like we mentioned, Gujarat Giants will definitely be winning a couple of games, if not more. All that remains to be seen is who does it come against? Exactly. Who's going to be the victim there? Because the team that loses will have to pay the price for it. So yeah, so again, makes for interesting permutations, interesting combinations. You never know who loses, how that sort of affects the points table, in the grander scheme of things. So lots to look forward to. And once again, guys, a strong reminder, mark your calendars. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., it'll be me, Neha, and Xiaomi. We will, of course, be, doing the watch-along for the RCB and MI game. And sorry, I've been cut short by my producer, Saab. We've just hit 47K. So thank you so much, guys. That's another achievement unlocked. It is the 1st of March. It is the first day of a new month. Let's hope before the IPL begins, we are able to hit that target of 50K. So come on, guys. Make sure you've subscribed to us if you haven't already. But coming back to tomorrow's game, of course, it is RCB versus MI. It will be me, Neha, and Xiaomi reacting. It'll be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of fun, banter, reactions, and stuff like that. We'll be talking about Meghna and how she was able to score the first century in WPL history. There you go. Already called it. So tomorrow MI goes on top, says Arish. Well, fingers crossed that happens
Akshay,
for your sake.
पानी पी
नहीं
लो
चाहिए.
अब गए हो
नहीं,
गए
नहीं अभी खत्म ही कर रहे हैं बस. वो क्या बोलते हैं एंड में, जब मरने से पहले आदमी सब कुछ एक बार में खत्म करता है ना, वो ये वही सीन है. So yeah, of course, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. sharp. Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us. Have a great day, have a great night, and see you tomorrow.
See you.